Don't see anything. What's going on? Uh-oh. There's no picture. Is that on my camera? It is. Oh well, I'll go live anyway. Then I'll start with my camera. Hello everyone, or anyone. If anyone actually comes here, I don't know why the camera's not working. The light's on. And nothing. So I don't know. Hi there, INFJ and Amy. For some reason, there is no picture. Can you hear me though? You see me? Oh, that's fine. It's just I can't see me. I don't know what happened there, but that's fine. If you can see me, it doesn't matter. I suppose in the replay, I don't know if there'll be a. Not that it matters that you see me or not. Hi, Redneck. How you doing? I don't want people to think that I've been scared off by people saying what they do, and again, predicted or scripted. Doesn't matter, I'm not fazed by the stuff that's been said or, implied. But I want to talk about some page 15. People say that you have no pre-clues, that there's no way that what we do has been given to us by Forrest. And it astounds me. And I have to believe that it's in order to tell me, in order to tell them, in order to prove that they exist, in order to prove that, Forrest was able to do what he set out to do. And I think that's all on page 15. So I don't know if you saw the picture on the front, but it's weird looking into nothing. A light bulb and a jigsaw. And Forrest made mention of the light bulb, saying advertising. So on page 15, my awareness took its first step to a place where even memory has not been. That's a strange thing to say. And if you put that to the light bulb comment being advertising and that, you get what people know as an aha moment. Light bulb goes on or off, whichever way you want to word it, because English is funny like that. So you have an aha moment. Forrest, in the book, on page 15, told everybody, with the hints, with the light bulb and everything, and the fact that it's his first awareness, his first step, not just his first awareness, his first step, one foot on top of the other. In that, to me, is a hint. And there are hints in the book that will help you with the clues in the poem. And this is an aha moment, a light bulb moment. My first step. So obviously in the poem, the whole statement's there, but the fact that he said memory, where even memory has not been, memory's at the beginning of the poem, and you can't get anywhere else but at the beginning of the poem. And it's in the poem. So an awareness first step, could that be a hint that helps you with the clues? And people, again, scripted, people say these things and it's potentially to bring out answers that they need in order to prove that Forrest did this. But there's no point bringing out answers until you're 100% sure that it's done, and it's not done. Not yet. There needs to be clear air The CFPs need to be done. No, yeah, I mean the CFPs, but the clear air, they need to be done. And, dot the I's, cross the T's and all those things. I see you. Hello. What's up, buddy? Hey, Jason, how's it going? Oh, so Davey told me some stuff that was going on. Hi, Tigger. Hey, Jason, I'm not interested in. What's the frick? I did, Tigger, yes. Yes, I did. Interesting. Jason seems to be in the poem, apparently, as if I didn't know. And according to Davey, because I didn't watch the street video, and I said to Davey today, I emphasized again that, I'm not, I don't need any information. I'm not, if Forrest was talking, then I'd be interested, because I'm pretty certain it'll be something that I don't already know. It'll be something different. But scripted or not, I know the information, and it doesn't matter if people are telling me it to say it. They know that the information's there. They know it's wise and found. They know everything that's supposed to be known. They know that I know everything that's supposed to be known. And if somebody wants to talk about a random game with information that they think is not understandable, it's understandable. It's understandable. Now, if they don't understand it, that's fine. But, the Amiga, you'll understand it all of it, everything. But in my imagination, and in David B's imagination, it's not yet time for disclosure, as it were, if you want to use those alien UFO terms. I'm not saying I'm the solver, but I am saying, that if you don't know that you're in the net that Forrest put you in because of the lures that he put out, I don't know what's going on with you. Now, it's either, again, predicted or scripted, I don't know. But it is fact. And what's more real to believe? One person knowing the answers, or 30 people having the same but different answer? You can't have 30 people who have the correct solution to the poem. Yes, you can have 30 people who found a chest, because that was possible, because that was the lure. I've got a cipher lure here. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, it's 5-leaf. I've got a lost in thought lure here. I've got a superhero solve here. Because what's the best way? What is the best way to make sure you catch that fish without worrying about anything else? The best way to catch that fish, catch every fish. Catch every fish in the river. Put every lure out there. Catch every little one. Catch all of them. And you're guaranteed to catch that fish. You're guaranteed. Chuck every lure in the river. Every lure. And you're guaranteed to catch that fish. And while these people in the net, Forrest is talking to, saying the things he says that are funny and make me laugh, they're all in the same net. They're all in the same net, and they're all waiting for answers. And they're all up the creek without a paddle. And, all the things that I say that are in the poem, it's true. You have a lot of fish in one net, and then you have a fish that's left that Forrest wanted to catch. And he chucked in that lure for that fish and said, here you go, have at this. And he said, my awareness took its first step to a place where even memory has not been. And he said, if you get stuck, go back to the beginning. Oh, I learned a few things about that, Darryl. I think it was a hint to go back to the Apple podcast. Just saying. Yeah, and like I say, I'm not being facetious and I'm not being arrogant. I'm just saying, I am not searching. That's exactly what I said to Forrest. I'm not searching for any answers. I'm not searching for a chest. I'm not searching for answers. I'm not searching for anything. I'm allowing Forrest to do what he said. He wondered if he could make it happen. I'm letting that happen. Uh-oh, what's happening? Oh, I don't know what just happened. Ah, there we go. Still there. I don't know what happened. Everything went black. Oh, I totally lost where I was. Yeah, I'm not searching. And if this is predicted, then anything that Forrest said after 2010 could have been a future event. I did not know he knew me that well. Well, okay, I'll do the whole thing. I've done lots of videos, but here's one. So, for you people in chat, I think it was a hint to go back and read that. Yeah, the original interviews, the dates are interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, not who you are, who you think you are. Possibly something to do with the answers. Didn't even know who that is. I thought he had been in prison, but he was a former cop. Tigger, go back to I never listened to it when it came out. Shoot. 50 years, but I'm pulling for the bills. I lost on the left. No net for me. Good, I'm glad you stayed on the left. Hey, Davey. Hi, Richard. I don't know what happened. The lights went out. The light bulb must have got off. That aha moment went. Fam talks about the bills. Woohoo. Hey, Nikki Swan. Hello, and everyone. Hi, Richard. Good to see you here. Hey, Golden Key. Yeah, so if it's predicted, then anything that Forrest said could have been talking about the future. And he said those sort of things, he did this, blah, 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 500 years later. So he says, I didn't know he knew me as well as I thought, he knew me better than I thought he did. Now, in this scenario, what if your people are saying, Shiloh knows Forrest really well, probably knows him better than anyone, except for Peggy, and his daughters. So Shiloh knows him really well. But there's one person that knew him better than he thought. Who do you think that would be? Who do you think that person would be? Bearing in mind, he said, my family don't want to follow in my footprint. Who will? Who will follow in my footprint? So according to the poem, the shadow would. Now the shadow would know everything about Forrest. Because everywhere Forrest walked, the shadow would walk. Because he is attached to his foot. And he would follow in his footprint everywhere he went. So therefore, if I had to choose between the shadow and Shiloh, I would choose the shadow as being the person that knew more about Forrest. And then Forrest's statement, he's not a searcher. He only went out once. That sounds remarkably like me. That sounds remarkably like the email that I sent Forrest. Not searching anymore. I told you from the very beginning. I'm not searching. I'm happy with my soul. I went once. I've told you that as well. Was that Forrest talking about a future event? I don't know. But I do know that Shadow would know Forrest better than anyone. Better than anyone. Because the shadow would have been there whenever Forrest was speaking. And Richard Rutherford said his shadow knows. But, the poem is not lying. And I don't aim to fall out with people. And it says it in the poem. When you discredit Forrest Fenn, Major Forrest Burke Fenn, in the poem it says you're putting shame on him, calling it fraud, all of these things that you say. And it angers me that you do that because the answer's obvious, the explanation's, readable. and I'm reading it, I'm hearing the stuff that people are saying, it doesn't anger me for me. And, you know, predicted, scripted, it doesn't matter. But to hear it, it's not good. And to read it, it's not good. It isn't good. So, not that Forrest needs defending, but I argue the case for what I read. The information is in the poem, whether you like it or not. And either 30 people, or however many there are correct, which means when the answer's known, you've all got different souls, but you're all correct. That's impossible. That's impossible. Now, Forrest told you to follow it, or asked you to follow him, and gave you enough information. And his first step was enough information. And the light bulb was enough information. And it goes from there, or as well as all the other stuff. You know, Forrest didn't give any clues. Forrest didn't do this. It can't be precise. Of course it can. It can't be in your world because you're so strict to the rules that you follow. But maybe you just have to bend a bit. Yes, I was a bit out of sorts, so I apologise to all those who had to hear my ill because. Oh, Jason, you being naughty. Missed it. Darn it. Do it again now. Write it in. Shadow people are kind of scary. Yes, they are, Tigo. A little smile, I think. Forrest said early in the chase, the Phantom knows. That was too good a hint, and he stopped using it, in my opinion. That smells fishy. I just watched a YouTube video about them. They weren't like the one I saw. It's not the camp you see. Oh, I don't think it's the fort either, if you understand what I'm saying. Even with all the BS and junk that appears to be this ending. Absolutely. There is, excuse me. I'm still not well, but yeah, there is no fraud in this. And like I tried to say in the video, everything that is connected to these solvers that say they have the only one solve is deemed to be fraud. There's fraud. Anybody who found a chest, who is in the net that Forrest put the lure for, claim fraud, claim they're the solver, etc., etc., etc. But that is their truth, as it says in the poem. That is their heritage. That is what they have. And they are right. Found a chest, that's what it says in the poem. But everything on the other side of the map, a different truth, a different quest. See, they ended their quest. They ended their quest, but Forrest said following his passion, in his adventure. So there was a quest on the other side of the poem that they didn't even touch. And then you factor that into, I dare you to come find me. A secret treasure and an outrageous dare. It's like you're all saying you solved the poem and you're all saying the chest was a lure, but you've all only got one answer. It's like, it makes me laugh. It's frustrating. It doesn't anger me. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if, I don't care about being the solver. If I cared about being the solver, I would have given Forrest all the information and claimed it. But there was more to be done. There was more to be done to let this happen the way that it's supposed to happen. I don't know. Scripted or not, it's just stupid. It's stupid. And wish to play my Richard, you're saying some funny things. I think you know my triggers. I think you know what's going to make me laugh. It was small and calling my name. Oh, that's not good to go. Hey, Money, how you doing? Moni 6. How you doing? It's good to see you there. Jason, I thought you were spot on last night. This is all a production and it's not real in terms of... Yeah, it's real in the sense that it has to happen. These things should take place. And this information that we have is real. And it's accurate. It's precise in the poem. It's precise. It has to take place. And behind it all is a reality that's stranger than fiction, that you could not imagine. You couldn't imagine the one thing taking place, but the two things taking place together, it's like, no. And I read the poem, and even today when I speak to Davey, it's like, no, he can't do it. Because talk about the prediction and the staging of it. Even if he staged it, he doesn't know me from Adam. Even if he staged all this, even if he took the words out of the poem and give people names and did all of this stuff, it's like, why am I seeing stuff and nobody else is? Or, what are you doing? What's going on? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Probably because I'm not active enough. It just shuts off. Don't know what's changed. Stupid computer. So, I see dead people. and that's how it is. I see dead people and they talk to me and it's scary, but what are you going to do? Hey, Ben, I'm waiting for you to go live. I am actually, I'm surprised that K-Pro didn't go live. I believe there is information that they could be giving out, and I believe that Ben could be giving out some information because of certain events that take place. And, I won't be surprised if something happened sooner rather than later. But Ben, man, you said live until Shiloh gave, fun and answers. What happened? It's good to see you here anyway. And Ashley, if you're listening. And the family, if they're listening. And a Ghostbuster. If you were told who the solver is, no one would care. No, I don't care who the solver is. I care that Forrest is the solver. I care that Forrest is the finder. That's what I care about. And I care that Forrest made it happen. Them are the things that I care about. And I care about people disrespecting Forrest. That's it. That's it. And I'll get on with anybody. But, stop saying stupid things. And if this is a staged event to try and give people information, I don't need any more information. I don't need it. And I don't need to be argumentative with people. I tell them they're right. They say I say they're wrong. What? Even if it is scripted, what? I'm telling you you're right, and you're saying I'm saying you're wrong. How can that be in the script? How can that be in the script? I'm telling you you're right, but I don't think you solved the poem, and I don't think it's the chest that you were supposed to be looking for, and you say that I say you're wrong. It's like, I can't imagine. It's freaky weird, but I believe in a maverick. I absolutely believe in a maverick. And Forrest wasn't looking for a maverick. He told you, from there, it's no place for the meek. Don't go past the home of Brown. You go the wrong way. Turn around, go back to the beginning. The bias. People say, oh, you've got no pre-clues in this, that, and the other. But the bias is a clue. He gave you Jack and told you, don't use your own thoughts. Don't use them. Don't get lost in them. Don't use them, because that's bias. Follow the leader. So you're playing lots of games here. You're playing lots of games, hide and seek, tag, follow the leader, word search, lots of things that a kid would enjoy. You're doing all these things instead of looking for a chest. If the chest is a lure and you only have one answer, how have you solved the poem? If you don't know what the answer is, you haven't solved the poem, because the poem tells you what the answer is. And if it's scripted, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. It's embarrassing to think that, I don't know, it's just weird. I did it, Todd, and now I'm weak, so let's call it weekly. That's fair comment. And, there is nothing in me that says, you said you were going to do this and you said you were going to do that, because I understand that it's not down to anyone. Well, it is down to someone, but it's nothing you can predict. It happens when it happens. And, there may be issues, some things you need to think about, maybe for 30 days and stuff like that. But there are things that you need to think about regarding, if there is an end to the chase. Just, if it's a staged production, don't keep lying about me. Don't keep saying I say you're wrong. I never say you're wrong. I say you're right. You found a chest. And I can't argue that. I cannot argue that. Said that all along. But don't tell me you solved the poem if you've only got one answer. If you've only got one answer, how have you solved the poem? If the chest is a lure and there's something else, then in the poem, the answer to the something else must be there. So you haven't solved the poem if you just found a chest. And it's a simple deduction. It doesn't take much working out. It doesn't. And, if it's in the script that you have to be, I don't know, obstropulous or whatever the word is, I don't get it. I don't get it. It makes me laugh. It's frustrating, but it makes me laugh. I see Fenn people. Yeah. Amy Green, hello. Good to see you. How can you see everybody? I can't see me. 2, there's no war about it. But thanks, Golden Key. Yeah. 2, 1 keeping a secret if the other is dead. Friendly ghosts. Who's writing the script? Authors of fiction. Well, Douglas did say that, spare a thought for the author, or along that vein. Who do we know in that category? Yes, but he did say spare a thought for the author. It doesn't matter. I have no issue with this being scripted, none at all, or predicted. I have no issue with it. I have no issue that it's fake. Only that there's the puppet master and the wizard. That's it. There's the puppet master and the wizard, and everything is okay. That's it. Making things happen as needed, when needed, to get to the spot that we're all supposed to be getting. And, and understanding and knowing and realizing and having aha moments. There is a protection for the spot for it not to get damaged. And everybody that keeps telling their solve and saying, I know where it is, this is where it is, and Forrest says, don't tell anyone. And everyone who has a solve said, this is where it is. And if they're correct, they've told everybody what Forrest said don't do. And then they're asking me to do the same. Tell me your clues, tell me your answers, tell me this, tell me that. But if it's scripted, you already know it. You already know it. And if you need me to say it to prove that Forrest Fenn is right, I don't need to say anything to prove that Forrest Fenn is right. When something ends the chase, and you know what the answers are, it will prove itself. And if I have to prove anything, I have shed loads of information, that will prove it. If it needs to be proven, it'll be proved. But I don't think it needs to be proven. I think Forrest, sorted it all out. That's the way I see it. You have to find someone. It's a game. You have to find someone. You weren't supposed to be looking for a chest. You weren't supposed to be looking for the treasure. Well, you were supposed to be the treasure. You're supposed to be looking for the treasure, but the treasure is not what you thought it was. And you won't find it where you're looking. The simple truth is, the information given by Forrest Fenn leads you to the answers. Or the answer, depending on which way you want to look at the poem. But that's just it. Everybody's individual. And everybody will look at it differently. So the whole point of it, the whole point of Jack is bias. Don't be biased. Don't believe that you know the answer. Following the footprint, follow the breadcrumbs, get to the spot. Hansel and Gretel. Follow the breadcrumbs, get to the spot. Now, if you need to get to the spot, don't follow the breadcrumbs. Walk in the footprint. Walk with or walk in them shoes. Those shoes that Forrest kept losing, Shadow nicked them. Shadow was wearing them, and he walked in those shoes. Ghost reminds me of Casper. Don't keep talking about Casper. Keep telling Bill I've got a car of my own. I don't need his car. Creepy in the coffee, serious spooky. Yeah, the video, Peter Frick. Is it Peter Frick? There was some, no, not Peter Frick. Randy, I'm thinking of. Randy, his video about those things that you're talking about. Very interesting. Then are we just like a bunch of impatient kids on a road trip? Are we there yet? Are we? Yeah. Yes, you are. But compounding that. Oh, hang on. F is the other is keeping the secret right here. Right here, right now. So then yes, like and that's in the poem as well, right now. That's where we are right now. Stop doing that. We're just kids on a road trip, but compounding that and more to that, you think you're getting ice cream. You think you're getting ice cream. You think they told you were getting ice cream. But that's your assumption because you went on the trip. And you think that going on a trip gets you ice cream. But nothing was said about ice cream. You just think you are. You may get ice cream, but you just think you're getting ice cream. And you'll only know if you're getting ice cream when you get the ice cream. You only know if you've got the... You only know you've got the right wear, warm or salt. You won't know you've got the right wear, warm or salt until you have the chest in your hand. So... Professor Marble from the Wizard of Oz had a crystal ball. Interesting. Yeah, I think Street did something along that line, but I just listen. There's nothing in this is me. Nothing in this is me. I just listened to Forrest and followed what Forrest said. My thoughts don't. Everything that I've said to you, they're not my thoughts. They're not my words. They are my imaginations. I imagine these things absolutely 100%. They're my imaginations. But I didn't come up with them. I wasn't sitting here one day thinking, going to a place where even memory has not been. I wasn't thinking that. That's nothing to do with me. I didn't put in the poem that somebody with an alias, there'd be someone with an alias, and what the alias is. I didn't put that in the poem. And that was before the chase started. So if you look in the bottom part of the poem, under the chest, it talks to somebody with an alias. It gives you their name and their alias. I didn't think of that. That's not what I thought of. I would never have thought of that. I would never have known that unless I imagined it in the poem. And, having the video done for having a strike on the video, which is why, I took it down. I could have left it up a little bit longer, but I was going to take it down anyway. I put a picture of a hornet's nest because that's what I was doing. And for it to get a strike means you just proved that Forrest is correct. If you're saying the information I gave from the poem needs to strike that video, you just agreed with everything that was in it. Because you struck it from the first minute to the last minute. You agreed with everything that was in that video and had it struck. Which means you agree with it and it's true. Otherwise you wouldn't have struck it. So I warned you that I was going to do something. That's what I do. I do a video as a precursor to the next video. Now the video that I do, I'm not putting out because I don't think I need to, but it's like if you're striking the video of information that I'm giving you, I don't know nothing about you other than what's in the poem. If I put the information out here on YouTube and you strike it, you're saying it's true and you don't want it on YouTube. So in one breath you're saying it's BS and you can't do it and there's no the algorithm and blah 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 blah, and then you strike the video. What? So you prove that Forrest is right. You prove that the information in there is true. Otherwise it wouldn't be a privacy strike. But Forrest's shadow was not cast by a fool. You shoot yourself in the foot by doing the things you do and not listening. I warned you. And, it's possible that I could put loads of information out there and you can strike them all. And you'd be doing me a favor. You'd be proving Forrest correct. You'd be proving Forrest correct. I don't have to do anything. Just keep putting information out. You keep striking it, saying, well, he put this information out and he's given away my such and such. So it's true. So it's true. The information is correct. Predicted before 2010. It doesn't matter if it was Forrest Fenn that did it, who said, Mary, you're giving away too much information. You can't do this. It proves that it's true. The fact that it was struck, the fact that somebody took the time to get in touch with YouTube and said, take that video down. So I don't need to do anything else. Proven by the fact that YouTube wanted me to take it down. Doesn't get any simpler than that. Shed. Oh, that sounds like Douglas Preston. He's got a nice shed. The ruby slippers. What I want to know is how he got the hair. INFJ, you're freaking me out now. You're freaking me out. If it's Forrest's hair, then he just pulled it out of his head. But the way you're saying that is that he got somebody else's hair. And that's freaking me out. I just said to David B, I said, when we discuss the poem, it almost feels like I'm writing it. It almost feels like I know, I'm talking to myself. I'm leaving myself clues for myself. And it's weird. And then INFJ says something like that, and that makes it even more weird. No place like home. No place like home. The home of Brown. See, that I don't get predicted, or scripted. If Forrest tells you in all of those statements, don't go past the home of Brown, and everybody's soul does, and they're all, following the law, and they're all in the net, and, it's like, did you not hear a word? Did you not hear a word? Or has it been scripted that all these people that think they're the solver, all these people that think they're the solver didn't hear anything? That's crazy. Crazy. It's a long wait between finding knowing. You have the right. Get a final comment. No, it's not a long wait. It's not. So, yes, it is. But no. If you believe in a maverick and you have the information, then as soon as you get the information, you should know. As soon as you get the information that, that's what's going to happen, you should know you're waiting for that. But you already know you're waiting for that. So, that's something that ends it. You're already waiting for that something that ends it. And then you're no longer a searcher. You're somebody who waits, which is what Forrest said. Be waiting. But I understand what you're saying. It's a long wait. But it is what it is. And again, I don't care that, this is not about me finding treasure. This is about me solving the poem and Forrest making it happen, which is what I prayed for. I didn't pray for these. I prayed for the knowledge. I didn't pray for these. I don't know. Well, I know why Forrest prayed for these, but I don't know why, if you want the answers to something, why you didn't pray for the whole alphabet. Any issue I have is my elbow might touch my ear. Why is this? Because you are not a monkey, maybe. Hey, pirate. Yeah, I see dead people, and I talk to dead people. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. How you doing, pirate? I think Randy was talking about, if you have that knowledge, get your Nobel Prize, blah, blah, blah. But, this is not my glory. This is not my accolade. This is not my doing. This has nothing to do with me. This is, Forrest. If anybody's going to get that, it's going to be him. If someone's going to be knighted, it's going to be him. You know, I believe in that person that did this. It doesn't matter whether it's Major, Forrest, Burke, Fenn, or Jack. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters is that it happened, and he affected the future, and he as much as told you from the first moment to the last moment. Well, we aren't at the last moment, but just walk in his shoes. Listen to what he's saying. I mean, the poem absolutely slates people for not listening to him. But the worst part is the shame. The shame on his head. The poem talks of Major Forrest Burke Fenn said to everyone, listen, at that aha moment, at that point, you found him. When the light went on, you found him right there, right there. You found memory, you found it all. In that aha moment, you found Major Forrest Burke Fenn. That's a fact. I'm not bullying it. I'm not trying to make it better than it is. I'm not trying to do anything other than read the poem. In that aha moment, you found the Major. You found him. And you knew why, as I have gone alone in there. And you read the poem in that moment, in that understanding, in that first step, where your awareness takes you. You get it all. And then you trust implicitly that everything else that you get is given to you. You don't have to fight for nothing. You don't have to work for nothing. It's given to you. That's why I'm freaked out. Uh-oh, that's why I'm freaked out. I'm already freaked out and you're freaked out as well. Missing stuff. Oh no. Tell Forrest hard. A lot of power in this room. Davy B, do they hang low? Sweet chariot coming forward. Oh, Richard, what you doing, man? You're tracking on me. Holy cow. Well, if you never loved a cow, we just dropped about 17 degrees. What, are you in a plane? Dave Wood, I'm rooting for your show, totally. Yeah, you see that, whilst I find it funny, people ganging up on one person, it's just weird to me. It's just weird. If there's 30 people, probably more, who claim that they're the solver and they gang up on one, they don't realise that even if they kick that person to the curb, there's 29 other people waiting to say you're not the solver. There's 29 other people. The gang of five, Troy, Street, Trusted, etc. And they agree, and they're all buddy. But at some point, if one of them is correct, the other four are going to be pissed. They're going to be pissed. And I know, predicted and scripted. I know that. But if you're trying to make it look real, that's going to be the case. If you're celebrating now, that's fine. That's okay. But I don't know. If I don't know, I find it funny. If anyone wants a really good, go to the truth. Before the make listen to it. Poor Dave. But again, is it real? Isn't it real? If Dave is a real searcher, I feel sorry for him. If anybody is a real searcher, I feel sorry for them. I really do. But those people who slated Forrest or doubted him, and they are real, if they are sincere, not the sincere trial it's supposed to have in the poem, and if you don't see reflection, if they were sincere in what they were saying about Forrest, I have no sympathy for them. None at all. None. I'm sorry, none. I like everybody in the chase. If they want to fall out with me, I can fall out with anyone. I can fall out with myself. I don't care. You know what I mean? And everybody's a friend until they cross me. But if you cross me, you know it. You know it, 100%. 100%. If you cross me, you know it. You won't do it again, ever. You won't cross anybody that I know, ever. 21 degrees in Buffalo. Geoduck's a solver. Okay, then. You'll have to fight the rest of them for it, though. It's the Chase Mafia. No soul for you. Well, they all have souls, and they're all right. You know, that's the bit I don't think they understand. You all have souls, and they're all right souls, but they're not the correct soul. You know, Forrest makes a stipulation that you have to have a correct soul. Then understand why he uses the word correct. It's in the poem for you. It explains to you why it needs to be correct. But understand that. Don't just say, no, I have a soul for a chest. In a poem from a book that says there's more than one thing to look for. What? You found a chest, so what is the something more? You found the lure, so what is the something more? Why do you still say you solved the poem, but you only found a chest? What? If it's scripted, what? No one's going to believe it. No one's going to believe it but yourself. If you're a real searcher, no one's going to believe it but yourself. If it's scripted, no one's going to believe it but yourself. Because there's more than that thing to find. So it's hard. It's hard to take you seriously. It's embarrassing. Even if it's in the script, it's embarrassing. There's more than one thing to find, and you're saying you're the solver who only found one thing. It's like, what? Come on. Better script than that. Or if you're a real solver, work it out. Work it out. You found one thing, and there was more than one thing. How is that solving the poem? Uh-oh. B1 should be B2. Put A1 if you are a solver. Oh, A1. Put a 2 if you are the solver. To B1. To be or not to be? That is the question. I think it's like put 2 hands. To B1. Hey, Lily Bells. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. First and foremost, I was telling the truth. I don't doubt you. And I'm not going to argue with you. Look, somebody tells me they found a chest. I agree with them and I say they're right. You found a chest. Somebody tells me they solved the poem and I say, I don't think you solved the poem if you said you found a chest. If somebody tells me they're the solver, I'm not going to argue. I don't care. I don't want to be the solver. If I'm the solver, it's all good. It's good. I'm happy to be that solver. If I'm not the solver, it's all good. Forrest still made it happen. He still made it happen, and I didn't F it up. I did not F it up with everything that I've done or haven't done. I didn't F it up. And that's the main thing. That's the main thing. And if somebody is the real solver, and it's quite possible that there is a solver out there who is biding his time or her time in regard to something under the chase, and I wish them all the luck in the world. But I didn't F it up. So, you know, I'm not going to contest anybody. I'm not here to defend anything. I'm here to put the information out that's in the poem. I'm not trying to give you a solve and say, look, I'm the solver. I haven't done that. I'm not trying to give you a solve and say I found a chest or 2 chests or 3 chests or whatever. I'm not doing that. Say, look, here's information. If you understand this information, you understand why we are where we are with Jack and everything, and it's not fraud. That's my argument. My argument is not whether I found a chest, whether I have a solve. That's not my argument. My argument is wake up, smell the coffee, and see that all this stuff about fraud, where things aren't what they seem and words don't mean what you think they do, it's your truth. Only you have that truth. Because in the real world, there is a different truth. Absolutely a different truth. If you follow the footprint, and if you have the proof and the truth in that footprint. And that's all I'm trying to say. Excuse me. I don't care if you're the solver. I don't care if you're the finder. I don't care if you're whatever it is. I care that Forrest made it happen. That's it. End of. And I'm not going to argue anybody who has a valid statement to make about how they solved it. But if you tell me you're the solver and you found a chest, I have to say you're right. I have to say you're right, because I can't say you're wrong. You went the wrong way. But I have to say you are right, because the right is in heritage. The lure is in heritage. The Forrest Chase chest is in heritage. It's Forrest chest, has the gold in. You're all in the net. You're all crying about you're the solver and nothing's happening, which is how Forrest feels. How do you think he feels? He asked you to listen. You didn't listen. Now, all of you who have this chest with this super strict solve that Forrest had to adhere to, he had to follow perfect grammar. He had to use a cipher. He had to do all these things strictly. You think that was the case? Of course it wasn't. He did it for you to find. He did it for you to find. That was your lure. Let me do one about cipher. Who's going to take that one? Let me do one about sonnets. Who's going to do that one? Let me do one about Lost in Thought. Who's going to do that one? Let me do one about superheroes. Who's going to do that one? And you all took your lure. That's another one. Way, thanks. That was it. I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying, look, here's what's in the poem. They're not my thoughts, not my words, nothing to do with me. It's just an educational video about how to understand Forrest Fenn and what he was saying. And it's truth. It's truth. This is where you are. This is the reality of it. Your reality. And that's the issue. It's your reality and your perception. And it may be scripted and it may be predicted. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to argue that you won or lost. That's not my argument here. My argument is not that I'm the winner. Never has been. Never will be. My argument is, please don't tell me you found a chest. Because Forrest said don't tell me you found a chest. Please don't say you're the solver of the poem, because there's more than a chest to find. You know, it's like, are you listening? No. Scripted or predicted, it doesn't matter. Not listening. Bills win. Woohoo. Happy to be one. Hey, Doug, how is paradise? Hey, Mac. Uh-oh. Mac the Knife's in here. We're in trouble now. I've got -2. Those Florida teams can't take the cold. Bingo. Everyone chooses their path wisely. Well, you see, even that, thanks, Richard, even that, the statement is, if you've been wise and found. So what are you looking for? What are you looking for there? You're looking for the word wise and found. If those two match, if those are together, then maybe your wish is granted. You know, but it's like, here's some simple information. Here you go. Have these two words. If you've been this and this, what else did you have to do? If you've been this and this, and then if you've been brave and in the wood. Are those things that you had to do? Those things that Forrest asked you to do? So in my first videos, I was saying, look, if you've been, after you took the chest, no, if you're wise, if you've been wise, if you're wise, if you're brave, if you are brave and in the wood, after you took the chest. And then Troy tells me about perfect grammar. If you are brave, now, if you've been brave, if you are brave and in the wood, because you've already done it. You took the chest, you went in peace. So what else is all this? So don't tell me you found a chest. And that's how I feel, but that's what Forrest says. You don't have to tell me your name. He already knows it. Don't tell him you found a chest, because it wasn't what it was about. And shut up. And there's something else I can't remember. But it's like, come on. And if it's scripted, you know, or I don't get it. It makes me laugh. It's like, whilst there might be people that, are not gifted in working things out, nobody can be that stupid. Nobody. And, I might eat my words if people prove to be that stupid, but it's like, I said to Forrest, I can't trust anyone. I don't know what the words were that I used, but basically, how can I tell you anything if it's like, it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. It still doesn't make sense. Still doesn't make sense. And Forrest himself said, don't trust anyone. So you get that information from the person who set it up. It's like, well, can I trust you? If I can't trust anyone, and you're saying that, are you saying that I can't trust you? Now, obviously, I do trust Forrest Fenn. Major Forrest Fenn, yes, absolutely. Absolutely do trust him. Whoever the person is that we saw in the chase, 100%. Whoever the person was that I sent my emails to, I can't say, who I spoke to, blah, 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 because there was no sort of interaction, but I trust that person. I trust that person. And the person who wrote the poem, if that's the same person, I trust that person. That's it. Am I wrong to do that? I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think I am. But I would rather trust that person than any person that is on YouTube. What was Jason talking about in the beginning? People got corn. Oh, shh. Everyone. Oh. What coins? Those fake ones. I won't read. Yeah, that statement itself says, if you're telling me that you did this flipping brilliant, strict, adhering solve, Forrest didn't write that. Not for him. He wrote it for you. It was like, here's your solve. He didn't write for him. He wasn't going to do a solve like that. He was going to do, a 1 in a million, sort this out if you can solve. Search your coins. 9 Mario Marciano. 9 Mile Hole. Oh, are they playing in Tampa? Wise. Oh, man. Some of the words that I saw in the chase, I never thought would exist and never knew. It's like, what? What the heck does that mean? WYN? PWN? I know, some weird words. I'm like, what? Money. Richard, that is equal to West Yellowstone Elementary School. Oops. Got Forrest coins. That were hijacked. DB Cooper must have had them, Lily. Excuse me. DB Cooper must have had those hijacked coins. Even that was a clue, I think. Hijacked. No, kidnapped. Excuse me. If I was kidnapped, we had a plan. Yeah, the aha moment is interesting, but also the ha-ha moment when Forrest gave out some personal information that if you had the poem in 2010 and you worked out what it was that Forrest did, if I'm right, I don't care, right or wrong, it doesn't matter. If you did it the way that I'm doing it, let's put it that way then. If you did it the way, me and Davey doing it, if you did it that way, then in 2011, by the time you got it all going and working, by 2011, somebody would have come into the chase and you would have already known. They would have come in under a different name, an alias, and you'd have known who that person was. You'd have been able to work it out. That's scary. Predicted or scripted, but it's still scary, especially when you consider that information about yourself's in there. What? I don't know, just weird. Is Cerberus in the poem? Everything that's been spoken about everything that has been spoken about in the chase is in that poem. Everything. There is nothing that has been spoken about that is not in that poem. Nothing. Every conversation that you people have had and has gone into chat is in that poem. All of it. And that's, the funny thing. Use the vlog for entertainment, but if you entertain something, you use it. So basically, use the vlogs for use. There's information there, just like the hint in the book that will help with the clues in the poem. You go to page 15, and there it is in the poem. Let me have a look. So if you're looking for the memory, and again, my. So if you look at the my, you'll see the memory, and you'll see it's the first memory, which is the first step. And if you take it further to where it says first, you're going towards the aha moment. And then you find Forrest Fenn. Now, I'm reading that as though it was a book. I'm reading it and seeing the words and, accessing a part of my brain that says, this says this and that says that. So from that first memory to the where, you get the aha moment and you get major and you get everything. Now, you go to it a different way, but if there's a hint in the book, which is my awareness, my understanding, my first bit of knowledge, my first understanding of something, my light bulb, which has an advertisement on it. Here you go, look at this. Getting sick of this. I don't know why it's doing it. It never used to do it. The settings must have changed, but I don't think I've changed them. Has somebody been in my computer? Oh, even hack even hack in the chase, even that. Okay, now, hey, Nomadic, how you doing? I didn't know you sneaked in. Good to read you. All this stuff. Here for my Forrest Fenn fix. Good lad, or lady, or person. It's good to see you, mate. Winter. Not very nice. Fembury. Are we having a Fembury? Yeah, this happens every year. No man, damn it. Dagnamit. I'm doing videos using that. Mario, so Lone Wolf McQuaid is in the poem. Have we talked about Lone Wolf McQuaid? The Lone Wolf of Yellowstone is, and that's B.A. Lance. That's in the poem. I would never have known about that, ever. There's a game in the poem about the wolf, the lone wolf that goes through a video game. There's that in the poem too. And there's a Super Mario solve that's in the poem, and there's a blah, 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 blah. Anybody who wanted to solve, anybody who could imagine, and most people can imagine, would find a solve that fitted. Whether it was correct or not. I'm looking at the post that I thought was stopped, but there is an arrow pointing down. Hey, Five, how's it doing? Fellow chasers. It's good to see you here. Hope you're in a good mood. I might change that, but I hope you're in a good mood to start with. Way back. If you've been hacked and found the... Stop it, Richard. Hey, so Jack is out. I wonder what's next. Something's next. Excuse me. Sorry, but my nose is going faster than I am. Great. Oh, grey. On a scale of 1 to 10, how alien is that, Richard? Actually, I think. Like I say, I have no issues with anyone, other than those people that disrespect Forrest. So those hearts are for you, people that are in chat and those that are lurking, 31 people. I just think if it is scripted, stop digging at the man, stop digging at other people. If you're the solver, you'll get it. You will get it. It doesn't matter whether you discredit anybody else. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 100%. I would say it's funny I'm the only one that knows what I'm saying, but there are obviously other people that know what I'm saying. And that's been the issue as well, trying to assure the person that, I know and Davey knows what the poem says. You don't have to believe it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're wrong. That doesn't matter either. What matters is, man, when this is over, son of a bitch, I would love to meet him. It was weird to see Cake or shouting out for Jet. If we ever reply, probably not. Well, 5, I don't know who I said it to. Might have been Davey, could have been someone else, could have wrote it. Oh, I wrote on their channel. They have a lawyer called Carl. I'm sure they said they're all the same. They all had the same lawyer called Carl. So why don't one just go to the other and say, Carl, tell Jack he's okay. They didn't need a show. It's like, just tell your lawyer to tell Jack it's okay. That's it, finished. Why do you need a show to say you can't get hold of Jack? You know what I mean? Well, I can't get hold of Jack. I done a deal with him. I can't get hold of him. It's like, what? I don't think Jack likes the Hey, that crazy guy, or that guy that's crazy, one or the other. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know. Scripted or not, it's like, are they what? It's like nobody can be that silly. I looked in chat to see if anybody said, why not just get in touch with the lawyer and tell him that it's okay? Why are you making a long video with more information? That information didn't need to come out. The information you saw, it didn't need to come out. But it is information, and it's important information. And it's not, confusing information. It's good information. And you've done a video to put this information out, not to tell Jack, get in touch, or you can come out now, or you can tell your story. If you're the finder and you want to do the story, then you're going to look to selling it, not just like do a 5-minute video on YouTube and say, right, I'm Jack, and the story is this. That ain't going to happen. That is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And you have to believe that the finder was told by the person who bought the chest, you can't say nothing. Doesn't that work the other way around? Doesn't it work the other way around? I'm the finder. I tell you, listen, I'm selling you the chest, but you don't say nothing. I'm secret. I'm anonymous. It's like, what? I don't know. Scripted or predicted or whatever it is. It's like the stuff is not believable. So then there's another reason for it. You don't have to pull, well, too late for me, but you don't have to pull your hair out for it. It's not believable. So there must be a reason. Problem is that talking to someone besides Jack and are too subtle or scared to say, hey, solver, you are the solver. And again, I stress, the solver doesn't need anybody to say anything, I don't think. I don't know. I lost my script the other day. Can you tell me what is next? Well, I thought I just did. I thought I'd just say that, I thought Ben was going to go live and Capo going to go live, and someone's going to be going live with some information at, or in the not too distant future. And I don't think we'll get past February, maybe, without having something. And, could be wrong. And it doesn't matter. The thing is, the chase is where it needs to be. That's it. That's all you need to worry about. All you need to think is, Forrest is an honourable man who did this and, can make it happen. You just have to trust him. That will. Don't drive heavy machinery. If Jack is fake, Solver could put on by Jack's tooth. There is. Jack is part of the story. The illusion is, people think that Jack is fake, but Jack isn't fake. Jack is there for a reason. Jack gave you bias. Jack gave you that A is 1. You missed the first bit, Five Leaf. The first bit was page 15. I forgot what it was now. My awareness took its first step. Yeah, my awareness took its first step to a place where even memory has not been. Is that not a hint to the clues in the poem? That's your first realization. My awareness took its first step. What is that? It's an aha moment. Forrest said you need an aha moment. Here he is saying my awareness took its first step. Light bulb, which is the picture on the front of this video. Jigsaw light bulb. That's when all the pieces come together. Aha! Eureka! Any of those things. My first step, 1 foot on the other. It's like, come on. The game has been played. Don't pretend you can't see the simple stuff. Dance going. My name's not spelt CNN. Jack Stoof seems like another author's pen name. Nothing matters. Except food, shelter, water, and school. Strip indicates our buddy Dave may be spending some serious time at the Warm Springs Hotel. Well, if Dave is not part of the script, man, I feel sorry for that man. I do. In the sense that, not because of the things that he said and did, but, he's lost a lot. If he's a real searcher, he's lost a lot. If it's part of the script, he's done it pretty well. Hey, Kiwi, how you doing? Sounds like death to that quote. Warm Springs Hotel could be nice of a resort unless there's another meaning. Sounds like a few quotes here. Hey, MJ, what's new? What's new? There's not much new. I was just talking about page 15 where Forrest said he took his awareness took its first step, being an aha moment that helps you understand maybe hints in the book that help with the clues in the poem. Because it made reference to the light bulb, having the advertising. Here I am advertising to you that your aha moment, here it is. Here's an aha moment, which takes you to Major Forrest Burke Fenn in the poem. I say simple, but it's not simple. But the reality of it is that Forrest talked about a light bulb having advertisements on it. And then he says you need an aha moment. And the one thing that you associate with an aha moment is the light bulb, the light going off. So therefore, the advertising is on the light bulb, on the aha moment. So that's hard to say. The aha moment in the thrill of the chase is his awareness taking its first step, which is 1 foot on the other. Has to be. The first step, then the second step, he took a step, put a foot on it. To me, that's an aha moment. And, I don't see anything difficult in that, to marry the two and to bring it to the poem and see it in the poem. And it takes you from the top of the poem down to the bottom. And, encompasses quite a few things. So I don't see it. Oh, right. I don't know about that. See, Davey watches more of the streams than I do because, there's not much that, I need to know or want to know other than when this ends, I would love to meet the people behind it or the person behind it, depending which way you look at it. Okay, poor Dave. Everyone says poor Dave, but if it is scripted, there's no poor Dave. And if it's not scripted, while I feel sorry for him, he gets what he deserves. It makes me laugh. In this world, in one breath, people saying, oh, they deserve the death penalty, this, that, and the other. But then when they like them, when they're, pretty or handsome or whatever, they feel sorry for them. What? Also sounds like when he talked about a trip down the Madison when he was young. Absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. There are hints in the book. And that, to me, is like, here's your first step. This is the first step and one step on the, one foot on the other. This is your first step. This is your awareness. This is your light bulb. This is the advertisement. Here I am advertising to you. Look, there's your first step. Take this step. Where are you going to take this step? Well, it's supposed to help you. There's the hint of the book is supposed to help you with the poem. So how does this first step help me in the poem? And I could be wrong. And I don't care if I'm wrong. I don't care. This is not about me saying I'm the solver. Never has been. It's not about saying that anybody's wrong. It never has been. I've said that everybody is right. I've just said that what they're saying doesn't make sense. And it doesn't. That doesn't make me a bad person. That just means I'm honest with you in what you're saying to me and what I believe to be true. I cannot accept what you're saying. And the one thing is, you're saying you only found one thing. How can that be a solve in a poem that has more than one thing to be said? According to the book, there's a secret treasure and an outrageous dare. Well, that's two things. You might separate them. But then Forrest said, does anybody know about my secret treasure? Everyone went, no. It's not secret, Forrest. You're writing a book about it. We all know about it. How can they say no? In that moment, how can they say no? They all know about it. It was 2013. But this is a secret treasure. Well, there is a treasure that they all know about. There is not a secret treasure. So there must be two. There must be a lure and there must be a treasure. And there may be even more, because Forrest says, I have 5 keys. And if we find those 5 chests, I've done loads of videos, but I haven't put them out. But his story is in the southwest on the map. If the east is where everybody is in the net, then the southwest is where his story is. Oops. Who was the winner? Oh, going to Warm Springs Hospital. I don't get it. I don't get why people just don't, listen. That is crazy. What's interesting is that cipher poem book connection. You knew. Yeah, but I don't know if you hear 5. The best way to catch a fish, that fish, is to catch all of them. Catch every single fish in the river with every single lure you have. Here's a cipher lure. Here's a Shakespearean lure. Here's a Moses lure. Here's a bloody superhero lure. Here's a such and such. And you get every fish to grab a lure and think, yeah, man, look what I just got. No, you're just another fish on another lure. It's a different lure. It's a different lure. It's a different lure. It's a different lure. But Forrest wanted that fish. So there was a different lure for that fish. Everybody took their lure are in the net. It's in the poem. You're all in the net, and Forrest is talking to you, and you're all at the water's high, wherever it's crying, and you're all up the creek without a paddle because you don't know where to turn, and you're waiting for answers. That's not being nasty. That's saying, here you are, here's information. That's in the poem. And I don't care whether it's wrong information. I'm saying, here it is. But if you say you've only got one solve, you haven't solved the poem. Because there's more than one solve in the poem. There has to be. Because it wasn't about a chest. The chest was a lure. And that's what you all have. You have the lure that Forrest put in for you. The answers that you already know, them are them lures. Those lures. No different than the flies that Fenn showed you. Ben. That Ben showed you. Them are those lures. You all wanted one. It was no different than that. That is the thrill of the chase. In a couple of seconds. Here's Ben showing so many lures. And everybody, oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. That's what you did. That's exactly what you did. And you bit on it. I want this one. I want this one. I want that one. That's what you did. That's the chase. In a few seconds. That's exactly what it was. That's all you were bothered about. I like that one. I love that one. And you went for it and got it. And nothing was going to persuade you any different. That's the one you like. That's the one you wanted. That's what one you're going to get. And that's what Forrest did. He caught every fish that was possible. Every fish. And you're one of those fish. And now, the difference is, was your lure the correct lure? Possibly not if you only had a chest. And that's what I'm saying. You're right. It says in the poem, heritage auction is the chest. And in that heritage is the word right. Now, if you take your first step, if your awareness takes its first step, then where do you start? Go back to the beginning. Where do you start? What's the information that you need? Hey, Dave. Warm Springs. MJ Kiwi and Luli, maybe. Warm Springs Hospital. Oops. Oh, I read that. What's going on? I've gone backwards. You lot are still writing, aren't you? I'm looking at an arrow going down. Dag nabbit. Yeah, solving all about Miss Best hints he ever gave, public engagements. Well, Mr. Mary's logical like a Vulcan. Live long and prosper. Yep, talked about that last night. Hotel California, you can check it, but you can never check it out. To the Hotel California. I give up. Forrest wins again. Forrest always wins. That's something you should know by now. And I said, I've said loads of videos. I don't know if you've heard me say it. I put it in loads of videos, but if you took Forrest on, you lost. As soon as you took him on, you're supposed to help him. But more importantly, you're supposed to be his shadow. I don't know if you heard it 5, but Forrest said he didn't know the person knew him that well. That's his shadow. The shadow's in the poem. And that's his footprint. You have to follow in his footprint. And that again goes to my first step. You follow in those footprints. He asked, who's going to follow in my footprint? My family don't want to. Who will? Who will? There's your way in. There's your way in. Who will follow in my footprint? Who will? Here you go. I'm telling you. It's about my footprint. Lost my shoes. Following my footprint. He's telling you. Here's some information. Who will do it? Out of all the searchers, with all the souls, which one of you searchers will follow my footprint? Which one of you? Which one of you? Nobody tried. Nobody listened. Well, the shadow does. Because the shadow, the foot and the shadow is where they connect. Every step that Forrest took, the shadow took. 100%. And I know people say, oh, well, not in the dark. What if there's no sun? What if there's no light? Yes, I like the snow video, but I don't like her out there if she's not well. I wondered once if TTOTC was cursed like that. No curse. Forrest Star's champion. Well, he said he was a marble champion. Nobody cares. Nobody listens. Forrest was always going to win. Yeah, this is about, well, Forrest was going to make it happen. The best that you could do was be on his side, be on his team. That's the whole point of this. But it was a game of chase. You had to find him. It wasn't about finding a chest. You had to find him. A special kind of hospital. Well, I've got food in there for. Oh, don't make me hungry. It's 1:23 here in the evening. Hook, line, and sinker. Call me a fish. That's it. Everybody was hook, line, and sinker, including me, including Davy B. He caught every fish, and one of those would be the correct fish. The correct fish that took the right bait, or the correct bait, is the person that sold it, whoever that is. He caught every fish in the river, every single fish, including that fish. So you all got caught, all of us. There's no, one person got caught and the others didn't. Because everybody got caught. No interesting fishing flies, honestly. He has a net and a blanket over everyone in that Oh, yeah. Has a net and a blanket. It's just... The poem doesn't lie. Well, it can lie if you use your bias, but if you use the information that Forrest gives you, there's nothing in there that, is fraud. And again, just imagination, just for entertainment purposes. I don't want people to go striking the videos. But even that, if you strike the video, it's because there's information in there that is true. If you're striking it on privacy grounds, it's true. I didn't take my video down because I want to take it down. I took it down because somebody said, whoa, too close to the bone that is, Mario. And it doesn't matter if it's, Chase Inc. who took it down. It's still proof that what I'm saying is true. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been struck. And it makes me laugh because I warned everybody that I was going to do stuff. And they still did it. They couldn't help themselves. I stuck a picture of a hornet's nest. I stuck it on the front. And I warned them, there's plenty of information that I can give out. If you think this is all I've got, I've got more. And they struck it, which means, shit, you're going to put out more information, private information that's true. Holy cow, nah, we're going to strike this. And they struck it from the first minute to the last minute, which made it more funny. It just makes me laugh. I tried to come across, more angry than I am, but it's not anger. I'm trying to stress it because I'm trying to say it loudly because people are not listening. Scripted, predicted, I don't know. But it's like, I don't need any more hints. I don't need any answers. Neither does Davy B. It's like, why are you arguing? Why are you arguing between each other? Why are you trying to discredit Forrest? Why are you trying to discredit other searchers? If this is just a game, if this is scripted, it's too late to keep, bitching at each other. Just, enjoy the ride and hope the Forrest, does what he wanted to do. Hey, Lily, what the thing? Is that my thing or your thing? Oh. I hope you're indoors warm and better. Just north of Denver currently. It's been nice here together. PGA boys will be playing in Palm Springs this week. Usually decent weather. Ooh. Are you a golf person, are you, Robert? I used to play golf, but I'll stop now. I enjoyed... Did anybody watch Hammer Time? His disc golf? That was interesting, that was. I've never heard of it before, but looked interesting. I've just realised that Mac is short for McQuaid. See, shows how stupid I am. He is in Utah. Is he a Saint? Utah Saints. Utah Saints. He is in Utah. Oh, that was a solve as well. Man, the amount of solves I did, I must have really peed Forrest off. Like, don't this guy ever shut up? The thing is, there was that much to find. It's like, oh, that's crazy. 4 years ago, it was crazy. I was like, what? Utah, Idaho, Idaho, you the man. I the man, you the man. Even that, using the letter U. It's like, did so many things. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you may be in you. I take it Utah isn't very good then if you're making that statement. And I have noticed that there are many people who put tomorrow instead of tomorrow. It's, done on purpose, obviously. But it's like, wow, that stands out. A's over here, O's over there. It's definitely meant to put tomorrow. Mormons. Mormons. Mario, did you get an email from Dave Woodard? No. If I did, I didn't notice it. No. I don't believe so. No. When are we talking? Like minutes ago, years ago, a week? Well, I've never had one previous. Am I supposed to be having one now? I don't know. I don't know what the question is. Did I ever get one from him? No. Did I get one in the last 10 minutes? I don't know. I don't think so. Ooh, that's bright. Dun, dun, dun. Have a look. It's not the quickest computer in the world. Is it under Mr. Woodard or something else? Where's my cursor there? No. Oh, somebody has. Oh, that's not who you are, is it? I can't say the name. Oh, I've had lots. What was this? Okay, so somebody has sent me an email, but not Dave Woodard. And I'm not going to say the name because I don't think it's your business. But I will look at it. Sorry about that, people. No, I didn't, Tigger. I don't even expect one. What would it have been about? For me to join his team? Then you are not on his list of conspirators. Oh, right. I must be one too. What, a conspirator? He sent people's names and emails to law enforcement. Again, things are not what they seem. So did he? Is it just more information? And if he did, more fool him. If it's part of the script, then fair enough. And if it's not part of the script, then it's like, oh man. Whatever it is that drives these, if this is not part of the script, whatever it is that drives these people on, I don't get it. So, no, I don't realise that I've got one. So, look in your maps and spam folder. Map spam. Mario, it may be in your junk drawer. And even if it is, I wouldn't take any notice of it. It doesn't matter to me. I know I'm not a conspirator, and I know what the poem says. And if I ever had to go to court, sorry, makes me laugh. It's not even worth thinking. Not even worth thinking about if I went to court. I don't think it'd last too long. The case would not last long at all. at all. It wouldn't last long. It's just part of the script, in my opinion. Yeah, probably is part of the script, but it wouldn't be a long case. If you had to prove the poem, it wouldn't take long. If you had to prove that Dave, whatever the script is that he has, it wouldn't take long. And while there is a type of fraud, it's just information. It's not fraud. It's really good. I've just been laughing then. No court. No, I don't think there is. Hey again. Well, I didn't know again was in here. Oh yes, what did I miss? Well, apparently there's a list of conspirators that Dave Wood has put out. Yeah, it would be funny. That would be funny. That really would be funny. Oh dear. Oh man. Luli? Well, actually, excuse me. Luli may be smarter than people think and may have more knowledge than people think. So I could understand why the implication is there. But there is no fraud or anything. So, and I don't mean that bad, Lulu. I'm just saying you're smart and you had, information like, Forrest wanted to take you with the second treasure or something. So I can understand that. But the A list. Tigger, me too. Richard's on the list as well. Now I have to believe that is part of the script. Have to believe that. A deep hole list. Jason Northface, totally hijacked Brutal Truth yesterday was classic. Yeah, Davey B said something about that. I now wish that I had watched it, but again, watching people trying to discredit others, not really my scene, and finding out information I already know is a little bit boring. I just, I'm not. I find it funny that people have a go at Davey because I think, what are you talking about? Not Davey, sorry, Dave, man from the East. I think, what are you talking about? What sort of solves that? So I can understand why people rip it, but I don't believe that you should be doing that. I bet it would have been a good show with Jason in charge. What? I'm on it? You just said you're on it. Dave even admitted the Attorney General had never even contacted. Yeah, I wouldn't contact him. I wouldn't. No. That was. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Trusted living going off. I don't know what that means. Jason put Troy in his. Excuse me. I'm going to have to watch it. Just. Chase. What video? What video? Am I missing stuff? Ticket turns 4. Larry, how you doing? How is the lady too? Good to see you. I don't get why people. I understand it because I do it myself. But I only do it when people, argue a simple, straightforward point. I know they've been slating me. I don't need to watch it to know they've been slating me. And Davey hasn't told me that they've slated me. And they might not have done. I'm just assuming that they have. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you're the solver, you will find out. Well, you should know. But It'll all come good in the wash. The air will be cleared. Commission. I'm just amazed at some of the things that people say and do. Shy guy, coming out of the woodwork saying stuff. It's like, well, he seems to know more than he knew not so long ago. Heart to heart with Jason later on. Well, what I know is that Street, Troy, and somebody else seemed to disappear, and then Jason and Lulu and other people took over. See, that bit I don't understand, how somebody would even, I'm not being horrible, Five, but how you can try to pin Forrest down to something that rigid. Forrest bends the rules. He told you. He does not stay on trail. He told you. So anything that involved that is not Forrest Fenn. It may be you and other people, and he may have put it out as a lure because he knew that somebody would go for it. But that's not a Forrest Fenn solve. Never in a million years. Never, ever. Ever in a million years. If you know Forrest, he would not do a solve like that. No chance. No chance. To be that strict and that rigid, to follow someone else's rules, are you crazy? It doesn't make sense. Just 5 minutes thought of it, it doesn't make sense. Why would Forrest, who would never stay on the trail, who bends rules, create a solve for his poem that contradicted everything that he talked about? It's like, no. The poem says no, but even before the poem, you didn't need the poem to know that no, he would not do a solve like that, nor try the wheel. It's the same principle. You're tied down to something. He wouldn't do it. Cheers to Trusted. I don't know what that's all about. I have no idea what that's about. Trusted was totally hilarious. You have to listen to him after the 40-minute mark. Just roasted. Oh, he roasted Dave, did he? Is that what it was? Cheers to Trusted. Superman Dave called Greg's mom. See, that I don't get. That's, even if it's scripted, that's just, too much. Yeah. Well, everybody's part of the script, aren't they? Supposedly. It's whether they are knowingly part of the script or not. So if you have the puppet master, these people may be doing stuff and they don't even know they're doing it. They're just being controlled or affected. We will rock you. I bet in the end Frank loses his house. Oops. Don't know what that is about. Doesn't sound like a good thing. It is funny, Lulu. I don't understand why people ban people. They can come on here like they do, shouting and screaming and that, but I'm not going to ban anyone. Why? Just, it's ludicrous. And if it is a script, why are you banning people? What the, I don't know. None of it makes sense. And I don't care about it. It doesn't faze me. I don't get angry by people, I get angry by people discrediting Forrest and claiming this is all bull. And if it's part of the script, I don't get it. I don't get why it has to, I understand the chaos part of it. I understand that you're trying to get, things across the line and, make people believe this while you're doing this. That makes sense. But sometimes just gets a bit too far. Well, he's done some crazy things, I have to admit, Tigger, that, make me question the Christianity that he says he has, the things that he's done. I question it, but then, part of the script is part of the script. Just seems to me the tubers are imploding. Me and Davey B have talked about that. And again, it's hard to know if it's part of the script or not. If they're imploding, it's because, they know something has happened that they're not in control of. And if it's part of the script, something's happened. But, it doesn't matter. Sorry that my nose keeps running and itching. It's not because I'm lying. It's just that I haven't been well and it won't clear up. Yeah, but JNF came out of the gate rude with a chip on his shoulder. Did you? Oh, North Face, man. What are you doing? Troy calls me an old lady. I told him I might be old, but I could kick his. He's probably referring to you as a biddy. And that might be important. He might be saying, you're a person knows a bit of the drama. He for the dance, flipping heck. Tigger Frank is just a puppet in the Chase Puppet Theatre. We think straitjackets are in order for Valentine's Day. Show the love. Well, I was talking about people, smelling the roses and having the coffee. And, the 9th of February is a good date. I like that. 14th of February, even better. But Christianity was invented by the Romans. I don't want to go down that road. The hide and choice of colours. True colours shining through. Troy's an old man, Luli. Yeah, we're all old. Well, not all old. There are people that are old, and the people that are young. But most of us are, of an age. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some wise heads. Some very wise heads. Constantine. People fall out in the chase, and it's just a game. And I suppose it's like gambling, once you go too far, you go too far. It's fun. You have a flutter now and again, and it's exciting, see if you win or lose. But when it becomes your life, that's crazy. That's really crazy when it becomes your life and, ruins everything. And the thrill of the chase was a game. It didn't have to consume you. It didn't have to take over your life. And those people, if it's real, those people that did it, I don't know, maybe someone, should have been a better friend or a better brother or a better sister or a better wife, husband, whatever it is, father, mother, whatever, to prevent that happening. But, the script is the script. It is what it is. Satan takes all the fun. I think we're nearing the end, and we're nearing a positive end. And Forrest saying all of these souls that I'm talking about, get you a chest. But I don't want a chest. And nobody can deny that. The souls get you a chest, and they're really good souls, and they get you a chest. But if Forrest doesn't want to know that you found a chest, he doesn't want to know what your soul is because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to the answer. You have to solve the poem. You had to solve the poem, not find anything. Well, you had to find something, someone, something, but it wasn't finding a chest. If you agree that the chest is a lure, then you have to agree your solve is incorrect. Because the chest is a lure. That's it. That's it. The chest is a lure. And that's it. Your solve is incorrect. If you found the chest and the chest is a lure, your solve is incorrect because you have to find something else. You have to find something more. And you have to believe in a maverick and follow in the footprint. There's just so much information that you could take from the thrill of the chase. And that is page 15 is the most important one. If you have a look on there, the font's different. It's like, come on. If the font is different sizes on the same page, it must be telling you something. It's like you don't listen, don't look, don't stop to think. Deep thinking searcher using logic. I'm voting for Trusted to be nominated for YouTuber of the Year after listening to his roast. Hang on a minute, Robert. He'll be having a go at me soon, so don't do that. I'm out working every day. Troy sits behind a window. Yeah, there's no need for it. That's what I'm saying. Stop it. If it's a script, there's no need for it. And that's the bit. I'm still where I was 4 years ago. There are people saying and doing things that I just think, what? How can I trust that person? How can I believe that person that they are genuine? And once you start having those doubts about whether this is not the whole chase being genuine, whether the people that are talking are genuine, the chase is absolutely genuine. Major Forrest, Fenn is genuine in the sense that something's going to happen because of this person, or the person who can keep a secret. No, or the person that is dead, or either, whichever way it goes. That's all genuine. The weird stuff is a chest at Heritage Auction that only had gold in it. It's like, come on, it's the wrong chest. You found the wrong chest. End of story. Try and find the right one. You deserve another turn. Have another go. Don't see a piece of yourself in the mirror, reflecting of yourself in the mirror. Have another turn. In the poem. Mara, you'll be laughing harder than most days after this. Yeah, I think I would. The thing is, like I say, nobody needs a roasting. If it's real, they don't need a roasting. And if it's scripted, I don't know. I don't get it. Both failures mentioned above. My own fault. Not sure what that was. Troy, you were good last night when Jason jumped in. I don't see Troy in here, but hey, Troy, if you're here. Troy, you were good last night when Jason jumped in. What? Found the wrong chest. Seems like a theme. He was rude. Troy was rude. Or Jason was rude. Again, I don't see any need for it. If it's part of the show, it's part of the show. But it's like, what? There is no need to, fall out with anyone. I have no proof that the chest was a lure. In fact, the chest went to auction. There's your proof. That's your proof. It was a chest full of gold that it says in the poem. It's pointless talking. If you're a real searcher, it is pointless talking about the same things. That's your proof. The chest was supposed to have diamonds, emeralds, rubies, pearls, sapphires, blah, blah, blah. Too heavy for one person to carry. Is this the chest that's in the Thrill of the Chase book? Is the statement. So you have the proof. You don't want to see it. That's not the chest you were looking for. And again, and again, and again, I say the same thing. If you are the solver, if you're really a searcher and you are the solver, it will end and you will get what you deserve. There is no shenanigans, only making it happen. If you read the poem, you would understand that. But the statement that you just said tells you the chest you found was the lure. It tells you that. It only had gold in it. And the chest you found didn't even go to the auction. Nor the dragon bracelet, nor anything else. So your own statement tells you this chest that went to Heritage, that I say says everybody's right, that's the chest that was found. That's the chest that is the lure that everybody found. Everybody found the same chest in a different way. In a different way, they found the same chest in the poem, in the same place. And you're all in the net. Now, you refuse to read the poem the way that I read it because you believe there are no ways of understanding that and no hints to doing that. Because you're rigid in your thinking. Forrest isn't. He bends. So bend. in the book. My awareness took its first step to a place where even memory has not been. Is in the poem. It's one foot on top of the other. His first step. I put one foot down and stepped on it. My first step was him stepping on it. Continuous, contiguous, chronological. Moving with confidence, shifting, drifting, adjusting, sure for the one that did. That is not in your soul. It's not in your soul. But it is in my way of getting information. Because I'm looking at it now. That statement that Forrest made, I take the hint from the book. It helps me in the poem. I take the whole statement and put it in the poem. It starts at have gone alone in there. Memory. Look at memory. It doesn't take much working out. Look at it and then read it down. That statement, which is the light bulb, which is the aha moment that you can see as you read that statement. You can read it. As you read that statement, you can read another statement and you can find Major Forrest Burke Fenn. If that is not a pre-clue, I have no idea what one is. I have no idea what one is. If that statement for his first step, telling you that he put one foot down and stepped on it, that he told you the light bulb has advertising, that he told you you need an aha moment, and you put them all together, and it tells you, ding, my first step, that awareness, that first step, ding, that light bulb, there was your first step. The hints in the book will help you with the clues in the poem. Not in the same order, not in the same, whatever he said, whatever Forrest said. There it is, page 15. That's when Forrest was going to make it happen. Can I make it happen? That's what's supposed to happen. To a place where even memory hasn't been. That's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to find those things. But you won't admit that because you think that Forrest did a really strict, rigid, can't move, solve. Yes, he did your solve and everybody else's. And you don't have to believe it. I don't care. But I care that you think that Forrest couldn't do more than, one thought, one solve. I care that you put him in a bracket that is not our bracket. It's not our bracket. It's your own bracket. Didn't seem like playful banter. Good night, Mary. Thank you. Cheers, MJ. Good on you. Take care. A double entendre of Five Leaf Blaze by reading the pen. Good night, Lily. Forrest's first memory was of the bison. I don't think he's talking about a memory, though. He said where memory has not been, not where memory has been. He was just talking about his first step. He said, I put one foot down and then I stepped on it. So his first step must be important because that's how he wrote it. I put one foot down and then I stepped on it. So therefore his first step, his awareness took its first step. That was his first step. Has to be. That's not in the poem, Mary. When someone... I just told you the key. What? That is the worst case of not listening that I've known in my entire life. My awareness took its first step. You were told by Forrest, he put one foot down, then stepped on it. His first step, his awareness is aha moment. You don't have to believe it. Ridicule it all you want. Be 5 Leaf Blaze. Be that person. Don't be Forrest. You're okay being 5 Leaf. Don't be Forrest. But guess what, 5? You didn't write the poem. You didn't write it. You solved it in the way that you would have wrote it. But you didn't write it. The person that said, my awareness took its first step, that's the person that wrote it. And there is your first step. Exactly your first step. That's exactly your first step. Not a pre-clue to a cipher. Your first step is the first step that Forrest took and then stepped on it and shifted, drifted, and adjusted. and move with confidence. Sure for the one that did. Continuous, contiguous, chronological. It's not in your solve. None of that. None of that is in your solve. Well, the odd bits are, but that's not how you solve it. So therefore, you need to put that solve to one side and say, hang on a minute, Forrest said this. How does that discount my solve? Well, it does. I just discounted your solve by making those statements that Forrest made. You don't believe it. I don't care. I don't care, but I just discounted your solve as a solve to the poem, not finding a chest. You found a chest. Great. You found a chest. It's sold at Heritage Auction. What more do you want? I don't get it, 5. If this is part of the play, if it's part of the script, I don't get it. I don't get it. Stop thinking that Forrest is only as smart as you are. Stop thinking that, and stop thinking that he wrote it the way that you solved it, because he didn't. Absolutely didn't. And it doesn't matter how I solved it. Because you can't understand it, doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make it wrong. And if you are the solver, you'll get what you deserve. But because you can't comprehend what I'm saying, doesn't make me incorrect. I don't get it, 5. I don't get why you keep saying. I can show you Gasoline and Mensa. If I could share the screen with you, I could show you all those words that are in your cipher. I could show you how you do your cipher. I could do all of that. But it's not the solve that solves the poem. It's the solve that gets you a chest. That's it. End of. You know how I know? Because you told me. You told me. It's the solve that gets you a chest. Great. That chest sold at Heritage Auction. Please stop with your incessant I'm the solver. If it's part of the script, stop it. It doesn't matter. It has no relevance. Forrest said, don't tell me you found a chest. You're making up an excuse for that. Forrest said, I don't need to know your name. You'll make up an excuse for that. Whatever somebody says to you, you'll make up a reason why that's not the case. So there's no point talking to you. So all we can do is say, you found a chest. I agree with you. I agree with you. You found a chest. But you didn't solve the poem. Because the chest is a lure. If you believe that you take the chest and go in peace is the last part of solving that poem, no. No. And if you believe you had to get that chest, no. Forrest was going to give you title to the gold. He was going to give you it. If you followed in his footprint, he was going to give you it. He was going to tell you the answers and give you it. I don't understand why you can't see that. But great. When it happens, you'll be shocked like the rest of them. I've tried to do the best I can to ease the pain that you will go through if you think you really are the solver. I haven't discounted it. Fuck me. You have the worst case of being able to listen to anyone. Your solve is right. You found a chest. I agree with it. I tell you all the words that you had. I even told you the words you had before you told me. You even told me the wrong garden with a Y. No. You found a chest. I agree. 100%. I don't discount your solve, but it's one of the many common solves that everybody has out of all the lures that Forrest threw out. Just one of the many. 5-leaf. What the heck? What is more real to believe? One person finding all the answers, or 40 people sharing the chest? It's simple logic. 40 people or more, 30 people, 20 people, doesn't matter, claim to have the correct solve. That's impossible. It's impossible, 5. You can't say your solve is better than Troy's. Troy's can't say his solve is better than yours. Street can't say his solve is better than yours. But you all have a good solve, a positive solution. All of you can't be the solver of the poem. But all of you can be a person who found a chest. That is simple. That is very, very simple. And as good as your solve is, which I have said it is, and I have agreed with it, and I have told you those words are there. No, it finds a chest. It doesn't solve the poem. I don't know how much easier I can make it. 30 people did not solve the poem. They didn't. They did not solve the poem. They were all different solves. I don't get it. See, you. So you're obviously a real searcher who just won't listen. How do you step on your awareness? No, his awareness took its first step. And then he put one foot down and stepped on it. But if you want to be pedantic, the awareness goes from drawing nigh, RAASENWES. So you are basically putting one foot down and stepping on your awareness. If you want to be pedantic. I can the rest of them. I don't want to go around you. I don't want to prove you wrong. I don't want to do anything. It's you that won't listen. 30 people did not solve the poem. If that's the case, 30 people found a chest. What's so difficult to believe about that? You're trying to say your solve is better than anybody else's. No, because you found a chest. And the solve is not just about finding a chest. There is more to it. If you want to limit yourself to finding one chest in that Forrest Fenn poem, I have to conclude that you didn't solve it. Because the chest is just a lure. The chest did only have gold in it. These are facts. You are, according to the poem and everyone with everyone else, you're waiting for answers. You're screaming fraud. It's all in the poem. That's what you would do, scripted or predicted. It doesn't matter. That's where you are. You don't have to like it, but that is exactly what's predicted in the poem. And that is exactly what I've read to you. And I did that by following clues that Forrest gave me to be precise, which says the cipher finds a chest. I don't know how much. Of course it does. Troy has one. It's called Treasures. Fively, if you're not listening. Trusted has them. They're sonnets. You all have them. And they're so believable. You all have them. Trust his word. Trust his words that get Troy's word that gets his soul, his treasures. It's his key word. That's his key word. And he gets a solve with that word, just like you. You get a solve with a word. And it got you a chest. I don't know what you're not listening to. It got you a chest. I'm agreeing. It got you a chest. It didn't solve the poem. It's a great solve that Forrest put in there, but it's no different than all the other solves that he put in there. What part of it do you not understand? I don't get it. I will laugh about this. I will laugh at the stupidity of it, and I will laugh whether it's scripted or not. Because it doesn't matter. You convincing me that you are 100% correct does not matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, yep, 5, I agree with you. You did it. Well done. Will that shut you up? I agree with you. Because I know when it happens, whoever did it will get what they get. So I agree with you. Because I'm sick of telling you the simple truth. I agree with you. Well done. You're the winner. Everybody else understand 5 Leaf is the winner. Please do not tell him that he didn't solve it. If that makes you feel better. You told me you found a chest in Dinosaur National Monument. That's what the solve is. But you were supposed to find that chest, as was everyone else. They were supposed to find theirs. Forrest fished the river dry, got every fish, put every lure out there he could, and you each bit on whichever lure suited you the best. That's it. Even me, even Davey. We've all been caught. And we chose our respective lure. But you weren't supposed to look for a chest. And if you don't understand why you haven't been given anything, again, I don't think it's the right answer. But I'll agree with you. You did it. You solved the poem. And I'm glad for you. When this finishes, Forrest will give you whatever it was you were supposed to win. I don't know what else to say. None of what you're saying makes sense. But there you go. Happy days. Well done, Five Leaf. Great. I agree with you. You did it. You did it, man. Why are you still shouting? Why are you worried? I don't know what you want. I'm agreeing with you. You solved it. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. I can't. I don't know. I can try and be angry with you. I can try and be nice with you. I don't know what you want. It will finish and the solver will get what they were promised. That's it. If it's you, and I'm saying, yes, you did it. You did it. It's you. Doesn't change nothing. Doesn't change nothing. I'm not in charge of the chase. And I've never said you didn't find something. I've never said it's not a good solve. I agree with it 100%. There it is in the poem. Worth solving. Positive solution. Forrest said. I don't know what you want. Don't know what you want. He's not admitting he didn't solve the poem. He's saying he did. Geoduck. Five Leaf is saying he did solve the poem. It's his solve. It's the cipher solve. Are you over the flu? No, not really. But thanks. Well, unless you're talking to Luli, then you'll need to demonstrate your answers. Don't you speak self-harm, speak correct answers. No, I'm not about saying I'm a solver. I don't get how poor your flipping hearing is. This is about information in the poem that you can find listening to Forrest Fenn. Educational purposes, this is about how you can do that. If you want to do that, do that. If you don't want to do that, don't do that. Don't think that I'm telling you a solve, and don't think that I'm saying your solve is wrong. I'm saying you found a chest. I don't know what you want. I'm not arguing that you're not the solver and I am. I haven't argued that. Never argued that. I've never argued that. And I've never said that you're not correct. I've said you're right. And I've said, yes, you found a chest. And yes, it is a good solve. How much more agreeing do you want me to give you? But I do that agreeing with Trusted, and I do that agreeing with Troy. And how is that possible? How is that possible that you're all correct? It's not, Five, it's not. But I'll agree with you if it makes you happy. I don't know what you want. I don't get it. Okay, but thanks for being here, Grandma. It's simple. I have the best solution to the poem. Anyone say? I've just one person saying that you're not saying you've got the solution. Another person, you're saying you have. You've got the solution to the poem. What do you want me to do? I agree with you. I agree with you. You solved it. If it'll shut you up, you solved it. And when it ends, don't worry. You'll get what you deserve. You'll get it. But the fact that you don't know that, I don't know. Oh, well, I hope she gets better, Grandma. I don't care whether I solved it. I don't care. Forrest made it happen. Happy days. If you're the solver, happy days. If you're not the solver, tough shit. I don't know what you want. This is just information that's in the poem. I'm not arguing that I beat you. I am not arguing that I beat you. You're saying that you beat me, and I'm not even arguing it. I'm not even arguing it. I have never said my solve is better than someone else's. I have never said that you are wrong. And yes, I have said your solve is in the poem, and yes, your solve does get to a destination that could give you a chest. And I'm agreeing. Yes, you did it. Well done. Don't tell. Don't tell. I would not tell my mother. Are you listening to Forrest, Fenn? No. No. Don't tell. And you tell everybody. You tell everybody because you want to be the winner. Just because I don't tell you a solution doesn't mean there isn't a solution, and that it's not better than yours because it solved the poem. But Forrest said, don't tell, in case the spot is affected. But you don't understand what that means. 5, if you did it, you'll get what you deserve. And I'm not saying you didn't. I'm not saying you didn't. If that's the solve that Forrest wanted, well done. Excuse me. Well done. Well done. Crazy people. Crazy people. They don't even know where or what or how the spot was involved. And they claim they found a chest. It's crazy. It's crazy. Do what you need to do for 5. Do what you need to do. It won't change anything. Me agreeing with you, the whole of chat agreeing with you, won't change nothing. If Dave, man from the East, got the whole of New Mexico to agree with him, it won't change anything. It's done. It is done. If it is you, you will find out. And you will get whatever it is that you have achieved. That's it. Why are you worried? Why are you screaming that you have to be recognized as the person that did it? That makes sense. If you did it, you'll get it. And you'll know why you're getting it. And when you're getting it, you'll know all of that. Get my truck and camper. Symphy's video 2009 in February. I don't know what that was. The new truth today. Watching. Oh, Shy Guy, here we go. More stuff. Looking forward to going live with you, Jason. Yeah, Jason, go live. Apparently it's great. You say I'm wrong by way of... Talk to yourself, 5 Leaf, because you're not listening to me. You are correct in your assumption of what you think happened, and I'm not disagreeing with it. That's it. That's it. So from now on, talk to yourself. Not worth talking to me, because I can't say you did it any more than I'm saying you did it. I don't know what you want. Me agreeing with you is not going to change nothing. Tigger, can we work some sort of deal for you, me, and Brad Greel and David? I don't say you're wrong. Never said you're wrong. Ever. Ever said you were wrong. Ever said you were wrong. Never. Those words have not come out of my mouth. Yeah, can I have a truck as well? I wouldn't use it. I'd just sell it to that. My curtains. Sorry, mate. My life. My curtains. I think Dave owes... If I had your money, I'd probably get better curtains. Forrest liked his curtains. I think Dave owes Troy 50k. What was the bet? That his was the only solve? Or that Troy's solve was better than Dave's? They're the same solves. Just, there's no difference. Can I come on as well, Jason? Every other solver has enemies except me. Think on it. What makes you think I'm not your enemy? You're saying enough to make me your enemy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have 100 enemies, 5,000 enemies. If you have 5 million friends, none of it matters. None of it matters. Forrest is going to make it happen. If you're the solver, you'll get what you deserve. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about anybody else. No one else. I don't care about what your solve is. I don't care about what Troy's solve is. I don't care about what Trusty's solve is. I'll argue that what Forrest said and what they are saying is incorrect. I'll argue that. I don't care. If they don't say nothing about it, I won't say nothing about it. And I'm telling you right now, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. That cipher exists 100%. I told you that all along. Yes, you're right. It takes you to a place, not an exact place, but it takes you to a place, not the place that Forrest said, exact, but it takes you to a place. Well done. I can't disagree with you. I've agreed with you over and over, over and over. Don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. I don't know why I'm even talking. I'm just wasting my time. Yeah, you only get enemies when you moan about somebody else's solve. I didn't moan about anybody's solve, didn't have no enemies. But if you mention someone else's solve, they get a bit protective and they become your enemy. It doesn't bother me because it's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about anyone. It's about Forrest making it happen. And when it happens, if you are the solver, you will get what you want. You shouting and screaming and saying that you are the solver will change nothing. Nothing. And me agreeing with you will change nothing. But get in line with the other solvers because they think just like you. It was them. Which makes more sense? 30 people being correct or one person being correct with the answers to those 30 people. Choose what you want. I don't care. I don't care. Frank, is that the one when asked who was closest and he pointed to Cynthia, but she is wearing a Yellowstone National Park shirt? Starts with Forrest talking to a doctor at Fenn 2019. Well, yeah, Mario, let's make plans. Oh, we're only making plans for Forrest. No need to worry about who is correct. Have faith in him. That's all this is. It was a game of chase. I don't get what's so difficult about it. Forrest was having fun. We played many games in that poem. One of them, Tig, Chasey, Tag, It, whatever you want to call it, Hide and Seek, Canasta, Scrabble, chess. There are many games to play in there. Any one of them could be the solve. Any one of them could be the solve. You don't hear me screaming that I've got the solve. I've got millions of solves. Well, not millions, but hundreds of solves. You don't hear me screaming that I've got the solve because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. Just, I don't know. I don't know. Well, make sure you bet first, Luli. Don't overdo it. That accepted first was for both of his titles to his home in a truck. He has leached on his bets for 3 years and I'm still waiting for Dave to pay his debts. Well, that is something that Forrest said. I wonder if that'll change. Don't pay any bets. If you are correct in the information that you were supposed to give to Forrest Fenn, you will get title to the gold. Shouldn't need to explain it. Forrest said in the K-Pro interview, I said I will give you title to the gold because the question was, does the finder get to keep the gold and all of its content, the chest and all of its contents? So you were never getting the chest. You were never getting to keep all of its contents because Forrest said, I said in my poem, I'll give you title to the gold. That statement alone should tell you you need to have solved everything to get title because if you found a chest full of stuff, you picked it up and you went in peace, you don't need title. You don't need Jack. Jack's there for a reason, but you don't need Jack. You're out in the Rockies. Oh, there's a chest. Great. I'll take it, put it in my car. I'll go home. Nobody knows about it. Happy days. You don't need title. You don't need title to the chest you were looking for. You do not need to go into the Rocky Mountains, find a chest, take it home, and then go back for title. You don't need that. You can tell the whole world and you will get title that you found a chest. But you don't need nothing from Forrest. When you go out into the Rocky Mountains and find this chest and pick it up and take it home and then sell it and go to the news outlets and make a book and a film and that, you don't need title. What the fuck goes through your heads? I don't get it. It makes me laugh. Put myself against yours any day, but people won't believe it. There you go. Five Leafs just Frank's just told you he's got a better solve. Yeah. You're not going to win. You're not going to win 5 because you all found a chest. You needed a correct solve. Trust me. When the truth of this breaks, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. But for now and going forward, any conversation that I have with you 5 is, you did it, man. You did it. You can argue with all the other people. You did it. I'm happy to say you did it. Five, I'm going to ban you from coming on here. Don't keep lying about me. You're getting as bad as the others. I've acknowledged your fucking cipher. I've acknowledged it. I've said how good it is and that it does get you a chest. Don't say that I'm a liar. I acknowledge your cipher. Don't say I didn't. I acknowledge that you found something. Don't say that I didn't. I acknowledge that you're right. Don't say that I didn't. Don't keep doing that. Because now you are starting to annoy me. I don't know what else I can do for you, mate. If you won't listen. Son of a bitch. Yeah, that's better than 5s. Look how much effort he put into that. But again, it still just gets you a chest. How'd you play that one, Mirror? Sorry, gold was scattered. Because it was the lure. Scattered to the winds, it doesn't matter if it's the lure. If it's the incorrect solve, it doesn't matter. If you went looking for a chest, you went down the wrong path. If you went looking for a chest, you went down the wrong path. If what you found was a chest, you went down the wrong path. Don't tell me you found a chest. Forrest knew you're going to find it. They're the answers he already knows. They're the positive solutions that he told you about. Cipher won't lead you to the treasure. What part of it doesn't make sense to people? If this is a script, it is very old and very boring. If you can't understand the English that I'm using, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. If you went looking for a chest, you went down the wrong path. You can find a chest. Forrest put all those answers there for you. Those answers he already knew. But he said, don't tell me you found a chest. Why do you think he said that? He knows you found a chest. That solve, he knows it. And he knows you found a chest. Great, you found a chest. Fenn said he never moved the chest, yet Dave Barber and McCracken says it was moved. 5. Hey, 5, how you doing? Sozo, how you doing? The topic is 5 is a solver. I've agreed with him that he's the solver, and he's still ranting. Didn't know you called me a liar, but there are many liars in the chase community. Didn't know you called me a liar. Did I call you a liar? I wasn't talking to you, Frank. I was talking to 5. He was saying that I didn't acknowledge his cipher. Of course I acknowledge his cipher. I've told him 100 times I do. I didn't call you a liar. I was calling 5 a liar. If you're talking to me. I went looking for a chest and found where the solution puts an X on the map. Not sure how, but I did somehow. A chest and found where the solution put. Well, yeah, if you find a chest, there is an X on the map called input error. It's called input error. In the poem, big X. That's what you get. But there is another X in there. There's also the X for not by 6 and can't remember. Hello, Tim. Just watching another tuber implode. Yeah, well, once I was imploding, I'm just frustrated that 5 doesn't hear English. I don't know how much more I can say to him. I've told him. He solved it. He did it. if that's what he wants to hear. But me saying that doesn't change nothing. You said, I did not acknowledge your soul. I didn't acknowledge your soul. Of course I did. And I've gone so far as to say, yes, you did it. It's you. Well done. How in any world, a real world that we're in, how in any world does that say I don't acknowledge your soul? In any world. Any world. Any world that is real that you know of, how does that say I'm not acknowledging your soul? When I'm saying, yes, you did it. Well done. I agree with you. Yes. To me, that sounds like I'm acknowledging it fully. But it doesn't change anything if I do. I'm not the person that set this up. I'm not the person that set this up. And it's quite easy to implode, not with the whole chase, with one person that doesn't hear English and then accuses me of stuff that I'm not doing. I acknowledge your cipher. Doesn't make any difference. Don't say that I don't acknowledge it. I acknowledge it. At least nobody called you evil. Are you evil? Tim, come on, Billy Idol. You are evil, Frank. We voted. Accuse Billy Idol's white wedding. Well, not so white. Cream off white eggshell. No. I'm acknowledging. I'm allowed to have my own thoughts. I am acknowledging the fact that you solved it. You solved it. Doesn't matter what I think about my own version of the solve. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. See, what you're doing is you're trying to do to me what you tried to do to Forrest. You're trying to put him in this little pigeonhole. You're trying to put him in this little pigeonhole and say, well, you have to do this because I did it. No. I agree. Well done. Cipher did it. Good. Great. But I can still have my own thoughts. I'm allowed to have my own thoughts. I'm allowed to say what I think. I can agree with you. Your cipher, yes, did it. I can agree with that. Absolutely. You explained it wonderfully. I know what the cipher is. I can't argue it. So therefore, I agree with you. 100%. What more do you want? You don't want me to say anything in case it proves you're wrong? Is that what you're trying to say? I agree with you. Just get on with it, man. Just get on with it. I agree with you. What the freak? What? Shift, drift, adjust. Move with confidence. Doesn't explain what the 5. You are being paid. You must be. Because nobody is that stupid. Nobody is that stupid. Shift, drift, adjust. The one who is best able to adapt. Is nothing to do with solving the poem. A deep thinking searcher using logic is nothing to do with solving the poem. Listen to what's being said to you. Listen to what you are saying. Son of a bitch. You're the solver. What the fuck do you want from me? You're the solver. Get over it. I don't have to explain nothing to you. You're the solver. What the fuck is wrong with you, 5? I don't get it. Yeah, I found one in the book, an X. Don't mean nothing to me. Could mean something, might not mean something. I'm not arguing that your X doesn't mean anything. I don't understand it. But, I understand my X. I don't understand yours. Because I'd need more information. It's on the ground, June 6th. Still trying to figure out why Troy accused me of saying I said he murdered Forrest and his son. Don't recall making a video on that. Well, it's a bit like 5 Leaf saying I don't acknowledge his cipher because he wants to hear different information. I don't know. I don't understand it. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not really angry, Davey. I'm just playing with him. Who's a paid actor? 5 or everybody else? You can't say they found the chest. You have to say they took the bait. Exactly it, Tigger. Exactly it. 100%. Exactly it. They took the bait and that was it. But I can't say that because 5 Lick wants me to agree with him. So I'm going to agree with him. I don't know what he wants. How do you know I did this to Forrest? I'm just wondering. He's going to get mad. I'm not mad. That's what I just said. I'm not really mad. I'm not really mad. Don't get it. It's just makes me laugh. I'm not really mad. No chest equals no soul. See, all of these people make these statements. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're paid. I don't know if they're not paid. I don't know if they could be Forrest Fenn himself. I don't know. Any statement, including mine, that I give you that says it's information, which is truthful information, by the way, though, exactly where we are in the chase, it doesn't matter. Forrest is making it happen. And when it ends, we'll all know. And whoever did what they needed to do will get what they're supposed to get. There's no need to argue. There's no need to try and get everybody to think that your solve is correct. There's no need to prove your solve. There's no need for any of it. Just talk about the chase. Just talk about Forrest Fenn. Just talk about the things that have happened. That's it. That's it. That's all there is. I'm not even angry, really. I'm just messing. It's what I do. I tried to explain the other day. At work, when people, I don't know. But the only way to talk to some people is just to raise your voice a bit. I'm not really angry. I don't care. I don't care. You mean 5 Lick can't show Dave his chest and Dave's stupid pick me game. But that's what they're all doing. They're all saying, pick me. But what they don't understand is it doesn't matter. 5 billion people agreeing with a solve when this ends, ain't going to make no difference. Forrest ain't going to take no notice of 5 billion people. This has already been done. It's been done. It's been done. You getting people to agree with you, you getting people to go to court with you, ain't going to make no difference to what is being done. And I can assure you now, if anybody was foolish enough to try and go up against Forrest in court, it would not last a day. Well, it wouldn't last an hour. And I don't mean Forrest, in person, although, I would love that to happen. I mean just the information. I just don't get it. Not solved it, Mario. Attempted to solve it. I'm going to run all these curse words, leads me to believe some have no vocabulary. Hey, don't be like that. But have a good night. The chase kicked my ass, but I survived. Yeah, I feel the same. The chase is a game that never ends. If this was a game of chase, literally the thrill of the chase someone, find them, which is what Forrest said. I could throw myself on that chest, dare you to come find me. Why didn't anybody look for Forrest? Because you're still interested in the chest. That's all you're interested in. That's all you're interested in. But maybe you're supposed to find Forrest. Maybe he was going to go at 90. Maybe he was going to go at 90. Ooh, is that a hint or a clue or something in the poem that you got from following the 9 clues? Could that be the case? 90. So why is it that I must go? 90. Oh, Forrest went at 90, didn't he? Might write a book about 90. I'm going to go on my own terms. I'm going to choose. Add maybe an extra year on or something. I wonder why that is. But that, I don't like the sound of that because I said to Forrest, live to be 125. And even that, how did Forrest know? How did he know? How did he know? Just to make you think of it. How did he know? If it took him 15 years to write the poem, at the start of that poem, how did he know he was going to finish it? How did he know? How did he know he was going to make all this work? How did he know? 5 years into it, 5 years into it, 84, 85. 10 years into it, No, he hit it 79 or 80, so it would have started before. So 60, 70, it would have been 58, whatever it was. He'd have been writing it from then. How did he know he was going to be able to write that, finish it before 2000, get the book and everything wrote before 2010, and he was still going to be alive? How did he know that? And he was still going to be alive when the chase started and started its merry way, because he had those scrapbooks and everything planned. How did he know he was going to be around to do all that? Good old extorting the community YouTubers. He wants money. He's a Barbara. Yeah, but doable. Yeah, but doable. Till you die. That's the end of this chase. Then you begin again. It ain't about us, 5. It isn't about us. Selling books. Well, it might be for you, not for me. It's about Forrest. You know what I mean? If 5 billion people agree with you and you can sell books because they agree with you, that's what you're thinking about. It's not what I'm thinking about. I don't care about that. That's not what's on my mind. My mind is Forrest is going to make it happen. It doesn't matter if 5 billion people agree with you. Forrest is going to make it happen. Those people will let down just as much as you would be let down if Forrest made it happen and it wasn't you. And I'm saying it was you. Don't think I'm not saying it was you. It was you. But me agreeing with you won't change whoever it was. Yeah, I think the solver finder would know for sure. Absolutely. 100%. And, you know, if I was a solver finder, I would do my best to help the community understand how it was done without saying how it was done. If I was a solver finder, but I'm not saying that I am. You can't stay. You can't stay. Well, I think I've said before in Dances with Wolves, you know, why did he go? Because you were coming. He went because you were coming. The book is already written. In his computer, just needs the names filled in. Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter, David. I became an astute student at Forrest and studied him carefully. That's the only way anyone had any chance of understanding the instructions in the poem. Well, you had to know that, you know, those things like, I don't break the rules, but I'm sure as hell going to bend them. That means he's not going to do a solve that is, you know, rigid and strict. At least that bit. You know, if he's not going to keep to the rules, why would he do a solve that keeps to the rules? Why would he break his own etiquette? The things that he was, you know, that made him him. I would not stay on the trail. Another thing that is not a strict solve. I wouldn't stay on trail if you weren't the lead dog. You know, sometimes the fox has to dress like the hound. It's just so much information that he gave that people don't want to understand. He always liked to write books. David, it's up to the find FF code for solver. You see, you make statements, but you don't know for sure that that's the case. How is it FF code for solver? FF code for solver. That is an opinion that you make based on your way of thinking. I'm pretty certain. I'm not saying your solve's wrong. I'm pretty certain that Forrest, being a master of words, he put finder and he put solver specifically, just like he put memoir, biography, autobiography, specifically. They're specific. They are precise words in order to tell you something. Who do you want working on your car? Someone who's worked on a car for 4 years or someone who studied for 4 years? Those things. Forever when the correct book comes out, I've got a little to greed hostages. There's a coyote trickster. Look, Forrest was the man, and anybody who disagrees with that needs their head examined. And if you didn't follow that man, you need your head examined. And if you think that he ended this chase like this, you need your head examined. I just don't know how much I can say. Hey, hi Troy, how you doing? Great show, good last night until Jason put people down. That it was all planned. I think that it was all planned. Absolutely think that it was all planned. And I don't like the fact that people put people down, but what can you do? His awareness absolutely gave it away. Absolutely gave it away. His step, putting one foot down and then stepping on it, and a place where memory has not been, the statement on page 15 gives it all away. To be fair, Forrest is going to make it happen. So what's he going to make happen? Well, he's going to make this thrill of the chase happen. This hunt, maybe not for a treasure, maybe for someone, or maybe for the treasure that someone is or someone has. So on page 15, he's talking about making it happen. There's not a day that goes by, sitting by his juniper fire, but he's talking about his awareness taking its first step. Well, whose first step is that? Yours? His? Or together? The shadow knows. The shadow must follow in the footprint of Forrest Fenn. It's that simple. It's really that simple. The only person that's going to know Forrest better than Shiloh, better than Peggy, better than his daughters, better than anyone, is his shadow. You have to follow in his footprint. And that's what the poem's all about. You follow in his footprint. He asked you the question, who will? Who will follow in my footprint? He's told you there, right there. This is what you're looking for. Who will follow in my footprint? My family don't want to. Who will? There, you stand up then and say, I will, Forrest. I will follow in your footprint. If you are the lead dog, I will follow in your footprint. The scenery might not change, but I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to worry about that. You see, people took Forrest Fenn on and they tried to beat him. And that was the first, but not the last mistake they made. You tried to beat Forrest Fenn. It was not going to happen. He'd gone through life selling forgeries to people and telling them he's selling them a forgery. He gave you the thrill of the chase. He told you it was a forgery. And you still took the lure. You still took the bait. But he said it was a forgery. Things are not what they seem. Words don't mean what you think they do. Here is your fake painting. Buy it if you want. And you bought it. Even though you knew it was fake, you bought it. But you bought it because you thought it was original. Now you know it's fake. You're not happy. Tough. He told you it was fake. Said to your face, this is fake. The original painting's on the other side. You want to buy the dead dog painting? He gave so much information. Just ignore it. I don't know. He stepped on his awareness. No, his awareness took its first step. The light bulb went on, and that was the start. You can put one foot down. That's like saying, oh, I've already started the car. You go nowhere unless you put your foot down. My statement is untrue. FF said, this solved the clues that were in my poem. 100%. 100%. Solved the clues that were in my poem. Okay. I know. It's not finished. Trust me, it's not finished. And when you find out what it is, your head is going to blow. You're absolutely going to blow. I feel like a winner. Hey. Good on you, Lily. You pray for this. There's $1 million fucking missing. You wants to see someone get paid. Yes, you will. If it's you, you'll get paid. What are you worried about? This isn't finished. Son of a bitch. At that point that Forrest said, think nice thoughts, you didn't hear. At that point that Forrest said, that's me taking flack, You didn't hear. At that point when Forrest said, time to drain the pond, you didn't hear. But he said those things before the find. Now, there he is taking flack. Undeserved, because he wasn't getting none before. But now you realise that it's a fake painting, you're not happy. But he told you. He told you. Acting pretty good somehow. Divine intervention is mine. Yeah, and that's mine. Sorry, redneck. That's exactly mine as well. As I say to Davey, son of a bitch, I don't know how he did it. Seriously, cough it the fuck up and work Jack was. Son of a bitch. Man 5, if you're not paid, I don't know what. I stepped on it. Stop raising your eyebrows. No, your eyes, Rob McQuaid. It's difficult not to give out too much information and give out information at the same time. There are some things I don't say that I don't want to say. Hey, I have none with you, Indy. I have great respect for you. I don't know why you think any different. Yeah, I think you're brilliant. Who's the fake now? Hi, Indy. What's it take? Seriously, if you're waiting on information from me, you'll wait a long time. Well, at least to the 9th of February. But, I don't know. Yeah, it's all information, Davey. You know, if you understand the poem, you know what that's about. You know why my costs are making a profit. You know why sell it to me for a certain amount of money and I'll give you the same amount of money back for it. You know why he's going to make a profit on that. Just, there's so much information that he gave out that if you understand the poem, you know what he's talking about. And you know that you don't want a stupid chest. You don't want that. You don't want that. And you know why there's a lot to think about. You don't want it. Have you moved on to pastures new now? Because that gentleman broke his ankle, stood you up, and different information now. I don't know what to say, Five. I've agreed that you're the solver. If you don't understand all the stuff about Heritage Auction, I can't help you. I can't help you. I've told you this. I've told you the information that's in the poem that says this is where we are. This is exactly where we are. You're waiting for answers. And the answers will come. You know, cross the T's, dot the I's. The poem tells you this is where we are. And this is why we are here. And at some point you'll know. Broke as a joke for my birthday this Thursday. California's insane. Oh, it's my birthday soon. Well, Forrest did say don't say any bets, so there's been more Welshers than that. Ooh, enjoy INFJ. Indy, when the right time is the right time, it'll be the right time. You don't need to be sad about anything. There are not many people in this world that never went to a happier place because of the sadness that they attained getting there. Can't afford that. German chocolate is my favourite for birthday. I think we're all broken in the chase. I think that's why we're in the chase. We wanted to be richer. Nobody in the chase listens to understand. They listen to respond. Good one, Frank. Absolute. What do you mean nobody? I listen to understand. I just understood what you said. And it's very profound. I like it. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter what you say. If you talk about anything other than soul, they will be friendly and cordial. But once you try to disprove their soul, they get defensive. Outside some of the mountains, no, there was a chest with treasure that was valued at 1 million. But Forrest only ever said he put a chest out there. Didn't say he put a chest with 1 million in it that was worth 1 million. He just said, I hid a chest in the Rocky Mountains. If you find it, you could have it. Could be an empty chest. And there could be 1 million in treasure. Depends how you look at it. But even if there is, the chase hasn't finished. Which part of that do you not understand? The chase hasn't finished. There has merely been a stage production to get to the ending. That's it. Have faith in a maverick. If you are the person, and I say you are because you want me to say you are, I don't get why you... I don't get. What is Greg doing in Colorado? It's like 0 degrees. You should be finished by now. How long does it take to find a chest? You go to Colorado, it takes him, I don't know, half a day. You get the chest, you come home, takes another half a day. Should have been and back. Oh, my career. Well, good luck with that, Indy. This thing just keeps changing now. It's about people's lives and shit. We can get on. Exactly. But no preconceptions of who the solver is. Exactly, but it hasn't finished. Just wait until it finishes. I tell you what, 5. If you can just wait until it finishes without keep claiming that you're the solver, great. And I've agreed that you're the solver. You solved it. The cipher solved it. But you telling people that you're the solver doesn't make you the solver. Even though I agree with you. Everybody agreeing with you doesn't make you the solver. The 7. Yeah. Thank you, Wade? 6 degrees tonight. GD Gold Coast, man, resilient. Must be because it was salty. Well, there's an agreement there. I don't disagree with that. Solved too quickly. Wasn't supposed to be solved. Any of those I'll agree with. Centennial is 9. My computer keeps buffering on the 19th. They will take the money out and reset it. Did you get hold of Greg? Or did he get hold of you? No, what that means, my computer keeps buffering. On the 19th, they will take the money out and reset. Oh no, the Great Reset. It hasn't finished yet. 5. Son of a bitch. It is not finished. The race, the chase, just because you're over the line, you have to wait till the last person finishes. You have to wait for all that. Doesn't matter if you finished earlier. If it's a marathon and you finished in 4 hours, you have to wait the 16 hours until the last person crosses. That's it. Now, you may have finished first in the race, but you get jack shit until the last person finishes. Now, if you cheated along the way, you might not get nothing. The race isn't finished. You finish your part of it, well done. Sit down, relax, put a blanket around you, have a drink, and wait for the last person to finish. And then start moaning. Thank you. Night. See ya. Take care. Happy birthday, Candy. Not yet. Yes, good luck hiring. Don't do any firing. Going down to 16 tonight. That's crazy. Tigger 9. -9? No, not my type of weather, that isn't. It's weird. You've got Davey in Australia, he's baking. It's too hot, and then someone else is like -9. Greg likely to catch hypothermia. Like it is. Yeah, but hi Woody, how's it going? I don't understand the part of not listening. You can go right straight to it. So you should be able to go get whatever it is and come back. And he'd already done a pre, whatever it is, whatever they call it. And so he should go straight in and straight out. What is that? -23. So I don't this out of ego that I think I'm better or anything like that. I do this kind of thing for everyone that gets stiff. Lord help people when it happens to me. How have you been stiffed if the race hasn't finished? I don't get it. I don't get it. Just that doesn't hear. Race hasn't finished. Just because you're first over the line doesn't mean you get your winner's medal. You're still being stiffed. I don't get it. 40, 50s next weekend too. 30 degrees, 0 degrees in Celsius. I don't know any of that. Yeah, well, it's your summer. Not my summer, Davey's summer. Yeah, he's hot. Sorry to hear that, Davey B. Oh, yes, he had sunstroke. Woody Bog, no way to go hiking around. Currently in the Rockies. With the Arctic blast around. Yeah, it wasn't so long ago. Somebody did one in Montana. Was it Rick Novak? Man, that looked seriously cold there. I told Greg to get himself crampons, but I don't think he has. Well, I was a bit concerned. I did a video, had a little rant about Street at the start of his video the other day. And these are the things that annoy me, that get me mad, really get me mad, not the pretend mad that I'm doing now. He said, oh, you can't follow the 9 clues precisely, blah, blah, blah. Talk about the 9 clues and the preciseness of those 9 clues. And then he said, probably in any weather. And then he tried to bring the probably to the precisely. He tried to intermingle, precisely going straight to the treasure and probably going to the treasure, when that wasn't the statement. The statement is you can go right straight to it any time of the year, depending on the weather. If it's a storm, no. Blizzard, no. Those hail and stuff, that was what the message was. One was follow the 9 clues precisely, you can go right to the weather, and you could probably collect the chest in any type of weather, any time of year. Probably get the chest any time of year, depending on the weather. So one's probably because of something that might stop you, has nothing to do with solving the poem and the precise 9 clues. Nothing. But he tried to merge the two together and let everyone believe that there was a vagueness about solving it. There's no vagueness. It's a precise solve. And you can go to get it unless you're stuck in a blizzard. Any time of the year, unless you're stuck in a blizzard or a thunderstorm or a tornado. So you can get it any time of the year, unless there's a probability. Nothing to do with being precise and going to a spot. Just crazy people lie. Just crazy. And then try and make Forrest to be something he's not. Sit the F down, relax, and wait. My solution does not involve asking a computer questions till I get them. Yeah, it's funny. We don't need to pick on each other, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't need a computer to tell you if you're correct or not. If you really did it, you did it. You don't need a computer to say you did it. No, not till spring. Brains, there it is. Why change a crampon if not damaged? No chest picture of solver handling contents. 5-leaf blaze. That is pretty bony. Just the discussion in the Forrest Fenn chase should not be whether you're the solver or not. It should be, where do you think we are in the chase? How do you think Forrest made this happen? What do you think, the next thing that's going to happen? Those sort of things. Not 30 people saying they found it. That is a nonsense. It's just a nonsense. Polish crampons are good for 3 periods. But even that, the clump of a boot. The clump of a boot. The chest is waiting for the clump of a boot. Maybe you need some history in the Southwest changing. Don't know what that means. I think you know what that means, redneck, do you? Redneck fine king boot spikes. I think the poem, well, I don't think it, I know the poem is precise. You can go, you understand the spot without no hesitation. Why it's special to Forrest, why it can be damaged, why, you can say Wyoming. Why Jack? The poem is as precise and predicted, as it needs to be. And if you don't have faith in a maverick, you'll go your own way and you'll believe your own truth. And that's the simplicity of the poem. I had to look that up. I had to look what up? A crampon. Oof. Crampon is for cough. For coughs and colds. Oh my lord. Couple of oh my gods there. Well, I think I'm going to jump. It's 3:00 in the morning. I appreciate everybody coming in, and chatting. This should be, seriously, the chase should be about, okay, obviously Forrest is trying to make it happen. Obviously we're nearing the end. There's a reason why words don't mean what you think they do, and nothing is as it seems. There's a reason why probate didn't end or should be ending soon. Those are the things that need to be talked about, because disagreeing whether you're the solver or not, it's not getting us anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere. No one who has a solve, getting people to agree with them is going to change what happened. No one. Not Dave, not Barbara, not Street, not Trusted, not me, not Davey. No one. What will be because of what happened will be because of what happened. That's it. So what are we waiting for? Truth. Is that absolutely there's truth. But you have truth now, Amy. You have the fraudulent truth that people throw at you. That, Jack is fake, Jack is fraud. This was fraud, blah, 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 blah. That is their truth, as the poem says. That's the truth that they have. And the truth is they're going to bitch and moan, the heavy loads, water high. That's what we've got. They're up a creek without a paddle. There's nowhere to turn. They have this solve. They don't understand why, nothing's happened. And the end is ever drawing nigh. They're waiting for answers. That is their truth. So they have truth. But on the other side of the map, there is proof. And there is truth. And it comes in the form of the shadow, who follows in the footprint of Forrest Fenn. That's the only person that knows Forrest better than he thought he would or did. That is the only person that can follow in those footprints. That is the only person who will do that step. The step down, one on the other, continuous, contiguous, and chronological. That will shift, drift, and adjust and learn to adapt. That will move with confidence. It will be sure, etc., etc., etc. That's the only way. And that is the truth. Not my truth, the truth of the poem. The truth of the poem is there is this side of the poem on the east side that says it's all fake and fraud and people won't know what's going on and bitch and moan and cry in the net because of the lure of the chest that was in the frill of the chase that was sold at Heritage Auction. All of those answers on the right hand side. But the truth, the real story, change history in the Southwest, 5 chests, keys, that quest. Forrest's quest is on the left hand side of the page. Your quest was on the right. If you ignored Forrest, you ended up on the right hand side of the page and your quest to cease finished then. And that was the truth that you had. You would be waiting for answers. But if you followed in Forrest's passion, in his quest, on the left hand side of the page, you wouldn't have an issue. You know where you are in the chase, you know what needs to happen, you know why the spot is so special, and you understand all of the statements, and you understand all of the subjects in the thrill of the chase. That's it. So the truth will out. The truth will out. And, it's possible that the 9th of February will be a good day. But, only possible. I'm not saying. The problem with making predictions is it's not dependent on, run-of-the-mill events. Only Forrest can flip that upside down. Complain all you want to do. Nothing. Morals are subjective. I operate on principle. But none of this is about what we think or what we do. It's about how Forrest does it. You need to step in those shoes. You need to walk in those footprints. Whatever we think, that first bit of bias, you have to leave it out. I have no thoughts. The thoughts in the thrill of the chase have nothing to do with me. My statements that I make to you have nothing to do with me. They didn't come from me. You're not the one. Please pay your 2 titles to me, Dave. Dave, if you're watching, I doubt if you are, if you make a statement like that, then you should do it. Some theatre butter top. Tigger, most likely, yes, I agree. Whoosh. Yeah, my fave. You just need to understand. Predictions are predictable. Yes. I have to agree with that. Move past the words and understand their meanings, those are rocks. Well, words don't mean what you think they do, so you're in trouble there from the start, and things are not what they seem, so you're in more trouble there. People forget that I've talked about lots of different souls, or lots of different ways of getting information, methods, and I think the words are important. I absolutely think the words are important to solving the poem. And I gave you what I consider to be the answer on more than one occasion. And, a answer, because Forrest was asked the question. Is it answer or answers? Well, if there's 2 things, there might be more. There's 5 chairs. But if there's 2 things, then it doesn't matter whether it's answer or answers. If there's only 1 thing, it does. So that tells you it's more than 1 thing. It's like people don't listen. If it doesn't matter that the word in the poem is answers, it has to be. Has to be simple enough that there is 1 answer for 1 thing But if you're told there are supposed to be two answers, it means that the answer that you need is specific to one thing in the poem. So you have one answer for one piece of information, because the answer will lead you to the treasure. And it will only be one answer that leads you to the treasure. If there are answers in the poem, that would give it away. It would say there was more than one thing to find. And you already know there's more than one thing to find, because you're looking for a secret treasure and an outrageous dare. In the good skills, Tiger. Take 100%. Woohoo. Chase it in the bigger than band of treasure warriors. Dear. Congratulations. Well, she did say that she was with the Druids and, some relations. Can't you put a line on his stuff? Don't know what that means. Leon? Lion? You can't mess with his stuff, that's for sure. Now, I am quite fine, precise, and knowledgeable, but thanks for your concern. I don't know what that is. Oh, hello, Wade Williams. I don't know where you came from. Nice to have you here. The hire of her career. Hiring the Clark Kent. Uh-oh, that must be Dave Woodard. Hi, Dave. How you doing? Karen complains about everything and is a perfectionist. I need a Chase Ink job. Oh, don't know what's gone wrong with my camera because I can't see myself. I don't know why it keeps turning itself off. I haven't set it to turn itself off. Your statement is only opinion and subjective. As always, my statements are always only opinion and subjective. Just like the chase. But I do know that you need an aha moment to find Major Forrest Fenn in the poem, using the information that you get in the Fuller Chase book, which is my awareness took its first step. A place where even memory has not been. Clark Kent is fictional. I think it may be wise to wait until the dust settles once for the marvel gaze. I'm not greedy. So I think I said it earlier, I'll say it again now. The words you need to focus on to give you any chance would have been wise and found. As far as I said, if you've been wise and found the blaze. So you want them two words. At some point in the poem, you want them two words to tell you something. Wise and found. He also said, if you were brave and in the wood, that's another thing that you have to do. So do those bits give you information? Now, if you're wise and found, then is your wish granted? And do you find me? And do you know who me is? And do you know why history in the Southwest is important? Considering on the map, in the poem, history is in the Southwest. His story is in the Southwest of the poem as you look at it. Information that Forrest gives you to understand the poem. You don't understand it because you try to figure it out in the real world. It's in the poem for you to see. So in the Southwest, there is history. Read it. And that's what he says for you to do. Read what the poem says. I don't care if I'm the solver. I really do not care if I'm the solver. Told Davey. I don't care if I'm the solver. This is not about me. Never was about me. 4 years ago, whatever it was, this was not about me. It was not about me. This was about Forrest making it happen. To do what it was he wanted to do. But he told you on page 15, this is how you do it. This is what you do. He's telling you about making it happen on page 15. His awareness took its first step. You need an aha moment That is your awareness. That is your light bulb. See that light bulb? Advertising. So Forrest was going to advertise. Is that a hint? Your light bulb, that moment was an advert. Your aha moment was an advert. Your awareness taking its first step was an advert. Here is information for you. There are hints in the book that will help you with the clues on the poem. Well, that hint, that awareness, it's in the poem. The whole sentence. And it takes you from drawing to chest. Awareness. And your memory takes you from have gone to and hint of. It's in the poem. Wow, that's amazing. I can find that in the poem. Awareness taking its first step, one foot on the other, continuous, chronological, contiguous. Wow. Going to a place. The correct would be one answer. The right would be many answers. All offers are good solutions, but you need the correct answer. That's it. There you go. That's exactly it. It just, to me, it seems simple. Not simple, but logical. So he makes a statement, you understand the statement, and that takes you to the next step, and the next step, and the next step. So focus on the shiny object. You are feeling sleepy. The 10th clue is 9 clues that lead you to the end of my rainbow. Again, just sometimes it's the same information, but it's just said differently. It's the final combination to open the lock, protecting the secret spot. And it was secret, and you have to understand why it could be damaged. And you had to understand the connection to Wyoming. You had to understand burning the candles at both ends, making the lines cross. Why am I cost when making a profit? You have to understand all those things in the answer. They all make sense in the answer. About a treasure, not about a chest. It's the final, yeah. Okay, the final clue. I don't know. Well, the final clue is the best clue, wasn't it? The last clue is the best clue because that's when you have the chest in your hands or something like that. Yes. Yes. The answer to that, Tigger, that was found years ago. Yeah, we found that ages ago. There's a lot of stuff we found in there that we like to believe is true and correct. But again, it's just information, opinion, imagination, whatever you want to call it. But if you're asking that question, is it because you found it or because you know something more? In the wood may be a coffin, the place where Forrest wanted to die, maybe the key word in the poem, however, the word is there, but you need to find it. It's in the poem, yes. But like I said, there's not much that I don't understand about it. But those things, that thing that you just said, did he want to die in a coffin? I'm going to throw myself on that chest. What's better, being out in the sun, draped across the chest, your bones drying in the sun or something, or being, hospital bed with tubes. Back on his church in the mountain area. I think the final clue opens up many other clues. If Forrest tells you, well, no, if Forrest tells you there was a book written about 80 and then gives you other information, you have to wonder why that information has been given to you. You have to wonder how he could take probably nearly 30 years to do all this. If the poem took 15 and the chase has taken nearly 15, and you're only 58, 60 when you start it, man, you've got to have some balls to think that you're going to reach 90. Just, I don't know, it's crazy. There's information. It's all information. Everything that Forrest did was information. And that's why it was so precise. Those words, those sentences, when he would interviewed, he would always bring it back around to the same thing, which is why you were given that interview today, I think. Some other stuff as well. But the fact that Forrest was so precise in his answers, and the fact that even if you want to interview him about something else, he would always bring the conversation back to what he wanted to talk about, and it would always be the same conversation. Because those words in the poem don't change. It has to be the correct statement, the same statement over and over. Has to be. Otherwise, it won't work with the poem. It has to work with the poem. The information you're getting is in the poem. If he changes the words he used, it'll screw everything up. Find it in the poem. Well, you can't end it because something ends it in the real world, and you can't dictate when it ends because it's out of your hands. But the spot will be there always. Well, as far as I know, it will be. It'll always be there. In any which way you want to think of that. The place, the spot will be there. Could you convert the poem to numbers and then give me some winning lotto numbers? That's too late, Brains. I already did that. I put out a plea to people in chat when the 2.4 billion lotto was done. The one that was delayed. Yeah, I converted it into numbers. Two. One was a 1 point something, and the other was 2.4. And that one that was delayed, that was in the poem. And I asked, in chat, buy me a ticket, but didn't. So I didn't get nothing. So yeah, I can convert to numbers. I don't do it for everyone because if you're not going to buy me a ticket, there's no point. Maybe more questions than answers. Well, Tigger, if you've been to that museum, there's somebody high profile in the chase that's been to that museum. And it's not Bill, but he's been there. But I think K-Pro's been there. I've set foot there all over it, beginning to end and every place in between. Is that as I've gone alone in there? Or is that Denver Museum? Brains, please tell Dave to stop. Look, listen to your heart, hear what it's saying. I found 5 keys, rare white, where he put them. Cool. Did you find the 5 chests? I found the 5 chests and the trees that he would sit under or sat under. I found them as well. That was funny. I found the trees, I found the chests, and I found his quest, and I understood who he was. Or it's not who you are, it's who you can make them think you are. 2 can keep a secret if one of them is dead. And now we wait because whilst, you can have the feeling that it's over, there are more EPFs, CPFs, CPFs, CFPs to consider. I'm trying to say clean air, but I'm using those letters. Or a chase at the Denver Museum for Boots on the Ground for Beacon Star. Yay! Oh, Randy, hey, how you doing? What are you doing, Dave? You're not supposed to do that, Dave. I applaud you, Mario, for staying up to wee hours in the morning for such an important thing. You completely. Thanks for being here, Paul. It's all good. I don't know if you heard the early part of it, but it's all good. This will end, and people will get answers. And just have faith. Just have faith. Dave was found out after one post how Rob McQuaid, there are many in the community. See, what I don't get is this not the simplicity of it. Even if staged and even if staged, the information, how do you get it into that poem? Just, a high hand. I don't know. It amazes me every time I think about it. I try not to think about it. I say to Davey, I try not to discuss anything because it just makes my head hurt, because it shouldn't be possible. It shouldn't be possible. Shucks, Peach added it to my collection. I grew up going. Seen that. Dave was seen that. Dave did some prison wallet. No, I was just passing through it. Brains, Dave, you should change your IP address and use VPN. That's is. Not sure what that means, because you've got is and is. No, not it 100%. I think I know the secret, but I can't say anything because it's a secret. You take the mickey out of me and Davey. Dad, I made the statement earlier, Paul. These people asking for information about a soul, giving information about their souls, which Forrest said, don't do, don't tell. It's like, what? Forrest says I wouldn't even tell my mother, and they say, yep, I've got a soul. It's in Wyoming. It's at Five Springs Campground. Blah blah blah. Or I've got a soul. It's in Denver. It's in Colorado. It's in such a place. Or I've got a soul. It's in New Mexico and it's in this place. And it's like, are you crazy people or what? Staged, predicted or scripted. But what are you doing telling? My not argument, but my stand is that stop asking me to give you the solution to this, because I'm told not to. So because you're told not to give a solution, then give you information that helps you find a solution if you're prepared to look for one. But yeah, you can't say nothing because it's a secret. And it's a secret. And when it comes out, if you want me to say stuff, if the answers come out and you want to say stuff, I'll say stuff, which I've already said. I've already said stuff that you need to know. You just don't want to hear it. In my opinion, I could be wrong. And it doesn't matter if I'm wrong. But Forrest will have made it happen. Seems kind of sus. No, because I'm trying to find out the sort of people that are in the chase and how they really are. And for those people who are real searchers, I'm trying to tell them something. They don't have to believe it. And I'm fully aware that our times are different. But I'm retired now, so, I'm not worried about being up later than I have to be. And I do it because time zones are different. I appreciate Davey's time zone is different. And to be able to talk to Davey B and talk to you, this is the best time. So nothing sus. To you it might seem sus. To me it just seems like being, logical. Line 10 equals the end is Denver. But excuse me. I'm not knocking anything that anybody does in the poem. I'm just saying you can find information if you tweak it to suit yourself. But more often than not, the information is long-winded. You know, it's not like 2 or 3 words. There's a whole sentence around it. Like my awareness took its first step to a place where many memory has not been. You know, that's the whole sentence. It wouldn't just be, you know, my awareness took its first step. So if, as you say, the end is Denver, then there might be something before it. There might be something before it or after it that you haven't read yet. Eagles making bacon may feel like a real quarterback. You have to use an N from line 11. Yeah, don't say too much, Tigger. I threw a rock. I've already said too much, I think. I think that's what Forrest said. I've already said too much. And like I said, if Forrest has done this, if Forrest can predict this, the line I've already said too much could be my line. You know, I say to David, it seems like I'm saying what Forrest says because of what I'm doing. But it's almost like I don't know, becoming Forrest as the more I do the poem, the more I become Forrest. And it's weird. It really is weird. But if he's stating future events, it's almost like he's still talking about me, even though it was 2011 when I wasn't even in the chase, or 2015 when I wasn't in the chase. And he's made a prediction about a future thing happening. Ooh, Ripple. Ripple. There is some wood taking the limelight, I should say. But all good. My 9 anagrams exactly to refer to the memoir sketch of plane. That's no coincidence. Hang on. It stops at plane. There is no coincidence in what Forrest did. And yeah, I anagrammed that poem and followed the route from his house. And he said the clues weren't in, you know, the exact order, blah, blah, blah. Or the hints in the book weren't in the exact order, one or the other. But you can follow that poem. You can follow that poem as though you were traveling on Google Earth. And it'd take you to a spot. It's flipping crazy. And, you know, I would bet money. I would bet money that people would find that anagram solve better than the cipher solve. I would bet money on that. That's a crazy solve. And nobody talks about anagrams. This is the first time that somebody's really sort of like, you know, actually said, apart from Indy talked about it in the dust cover name. Even that, See the Heart of the Hills. You know, it's a real solve connected to all of that. An absolutely real solve connected to not just the name at the front, but the whole solve behind it. You wouldn't believe the amount of solves I did. You just wouldn't believe them. And they're all good solves, really good solves. You know, mail a coin is another solve that could have ended the chase. You just have to mail a coin to Forrest and it ends the chase. That's it. Or, I don't know, all the other ones that I did. You know, Where the Treasure Lies. Chest in the Rocky Mountains, find that. Under two under a canopy of stars. So not just under one canopy of stars, but 2 statements about it being under a canopy of stars. It's like, what the fuck? There's just so much. Even Capra had that one. What one? Even Capra had that one. Except the Texans. Oh, no, I picked the wrong Texas team. There's hidden instructions in the poem by anagram that take you exactly to a 10 by 10 spot. This, like I say, I've anagrammed that poem. And I've told you about it. I've told you about, some of the answers that I found. People go on about, "Whoa, don't like your solve," and it's this, that, and the other, but you don't know what my solve is. it's crazy. Nobody knows what my solve is, or our solve. Nobody knows exactly what it is, and yet they don't like it. And it's incorrect. You don't even know what it is. And I've done that many solves, it's like, it's impossible. People, last thing, and I'm going. The people in the chase who are shouting the loudest say that my stuff is useless and garbage and whatever. I don't mind that. But then they say I steal their stuff. Get real. Get real. You are nowhere. You are nowhere near the stuff that I have. And I do not need, nor ever have, taken anybody else's stuff other than Forrest's. So don't say I steal your stuff and use it. I don't use your stuff. Your stuff is to the information I have. I don't need to use your stuff, Troy, or anyone else. I don't use your stuff. You're crazy. I am saying that I don't believe your stuff is correct, and you say I steal your stuff that you talk about. I hardly watch your flipping shows. And these are the things I don't like. Stop lying about me. Five Leaf says I don't acknowledge his solve. Of course I do. Of course I do. Other people say I steal their solve, or I'm talking about the stuff that they talk about, or I'm using the stuff that they talk about, and they're trying to put words into my mouth. I know what I say. I fully understand words because all I've been doing is talking about words. And it's like, why are you lying about what I'm saying? That does offend me. It doesn't make me mad because, but crazy. No place for the meek. Well, that's probably the most important thing that you should have known. It tells you don't go past the home of Brown. I think there's a role called Quat in Wyoming, in part of that, and Rawlins part of that. But no place for the meek. Don't go past the home of Brown, which is what he said. If I told you the home of Brown, you go right straight to it. If you know the home of Brown, why are you worried about the Blaze? You shouldn't be down there at the Blaze. You should stop at the home of Brown. If you know the home of Brown, why are you worried about Warm Waters Hole? He told you, no place for the meek. That's someone who will follow. That's someone who will follow. Not someone who thinks they're the lead searcher or the alpha searcher. Someone who will follow. Who will walk in my footprint. Not an alpha searcher. Not an alpha searcher. If you went past that point, game over. If you went past that point, game over for you. You are always not going to solve the poem. No place for the meek. Don't go there. Don't go there. If you're a follower, don't go there. If you're going to follow me, if you're going to have faith in me, if you're going to trust me, I'll give you the answers. But if you go past the home of Brown, no. It's all different information about different things, which is why you couldn't pin Forrest down. Because 1 minute he's talking about a chest, next minute he's talking about treasure, talking about being diabolical. They're all different things. And you have to understand where you are within that conversation. The only way you're going to do that is to be the shadow. You need to be the footprint. Because you're always there whenever Forrest says anything. You're always there. Each step you take. Doesn't sound difficult to me. And the keyword could be 14 letters. Find it. Fine. I could be wrong. No comic characters. Well, if it was a 14-letter word, and he said you need all of them, it wouldn't take many of them to fill the whole poem. The down arrow in the canyon. Yeah, red. That makes sense. Mac 14 letters. Oh man, I'm going behind here, aren't I? Uh oh. Yeah, way behind. I don't know what's happened there. Can't read it. Oh, it's a picture of someone. Something. Run on the floor laughing. The picture. It's covered everything. Keyword. Detroit. Don't know what that is. Oh, Coach of the Year. It's a real place. I've been there. Amazing place. Nice. What's up? Still going. I see. Yeah, still going. I'm going now though. Why is it that I must go? Because it's late. The ticket, the only points to the wall. The second one. That is where you end up. Starting no play the first time. T.S. Eliot. Oh, like the dust. Redneck. No place with meat was known by locals to 7 mile to 9 mile. Nobody would fish there because it was too perfect place for a pirate. So you get to start over and run it again. Sneaky FF. I wonder if Tyler is on his way to Frigid, Montana. Uh-oh, that sounds like... is it you? So is that where you are? No, somebody's in Frigid, Montana. Who's that? It's not Tyler. Who's in Frigid, Montana? Frigid is where you stop. Can't remember. Not sure. Showing too many. It doesn't matter. It's too late to do anything about it. Greg is working on his page 99, so I'm sure he's in. I already sent you all that info, I believe, via email last year. Anything anybody does now, I think we're so near the end that it can't make a difference. It's not making any difference to anybody who solved it because I think all that was in place in 2020. I think, there was a real good possibility that Spot would be damaged between 2020 and now. But that seems less likely, in my opinion, due to events that have taken place. But, I don't live in America and I don't fully understand the laws that are involved in those sort of things. So we wait and see. Shiloh, well, Kelly first. Kelly should, be foremost in your minds. Lots of going off everywhere. Foremost in your minds regarding the chase, and that will allow maybe Charlotte to give some information. Don't worry about being right back because I'm going right to bed. So I appreciate you being here, Tigger, and having chat. Well, everybody, Golden Key and Redneck and it only seems like you lot have been talking at the moment. But Five Leaf and David B and everyone, Richard who was in here earlier, Treasure Warriors if they're still here, Cindy if she's still here, Cindy, Candy, Cindy, Woody Bog, everyone. Can't remember you all. Salida, I remember that. I don't know how many solves that I had in Colorado, and that was similar to what someone was saying about Gate. The Cripple Creek mine was. I think theirs was Lame Deer Lake or something. Mine was Cripple Creek going down Phantom Canyon Road, and that took me to Stars. There's a place in Colorado where they do some metal frames and that plays. I ended up a place called Security and Fountain and all sorts of places. Wet Mountain, some mountain that meant brave. Australia, I think there's a place called Australia or something there, which means prize or something. I don't know. Some weird solutions. I plucked that treasure right out of the old car in a Denver parking lot. Woo! Nobody would fish between. Oh, I read that. I didn't. I can remember the other one. Thanks very much. Pronounced with a long I sound. Sounds like slider. Ah, slider. Sorry. Slider. Oh, is that why you're the only one that knew the slider trick? Is that how it works? He was the only one that knew the slider trick. What's on? What's up? I may have deleted it, Red. Don't translate slider to Spanish. You got it. Yes, I know slider is exit. Fully aware of that. With training when we were at work, we have different nationalities. You know, I train people, but they've come from all over the world. And yeah, but I didn't think it was a Spanish name in Colorado. Excuse me. Oh. Anyway, I'm going to have to go. I probably read it. Yeah, that sounds good. Exit. There's an X in spirit. Leave, but it also means leave. Leave now. You can't leave. So thanks ever so much for watching. It is 3:49 on the 16th of the 1st, 2024. All I know with 100% certainty is Dave Woodard. Gas never touched the chest ever. Gas money. I suppose there is a need for gas in part of it. Probably one of the big ones. X on a map. It's there. A big old one you can see from Google Earth. Well, until the fire of 2020 burned it. Don't gas money. Your friends give some gas money. You ran out of gas. Other things to do with gas they talked about. How come everyone tries to solve page 99? What about page 133? Well, I didn't try to solve any pages. I just tried to get information from them, and I couldn't tell you what page 133 is. But if it is the epitaph, I already did that. If it's not, I don't know what is on there. If it was, I wish I could have lived to do the things I was attributed to. Then I know what that is. But I don't know what's on page 133. So I can't say if I took any trouble with it or not. But I do know that Totem Cafe Caper, yep. My War for Me, yep. Woody Bog, hint on page 133 is the triangle on the frog's head. There you go. Somebody did it. So that must be Golden Moor, is it? Page 133, the picture of the golden nuggets and frog. Yes. So keep the big ones. Please be all the others. Do you have your book out read? Anyway, I'm going to have to go. So I think the Amigas, I can't remember half the stuff now. I think the Bull, the Bears, and probably upwards of 20 other. Oh, the reason why 11 things can come together, that could be important. And why I think at one point it said 14, but 11 things coming together. Wow. Woo. Woo. Yeah, love. Do you have your book out read? Yeah, laugh out loud. Has Fenn marked on page 99 my wall for me. 2019 February, what it was. Thanks. Good night, everyone. Stay warm, safe. Yes, thanks, Redneck. You too. Ciao for now, everyone. I'm going to try and get some Zeds. Again, I thank you for coming. Sorry, there's. Oh, I say sorry, there's no camera. There is a camera, I just can't see me. Thanks for listening. Some people listening. Woohoo. I didn't realize it's been capped. Sorry. It is. I dreamed the other night that I had been reincarnated as Candy. And did you know whether you got the treasure or not? Hey, Moshe, I thought that was at a restaurant. I think the whole through the chase, that's another thing. These people that say they have a solve, they haven't got a story that goes with it. And you can't have a solve without the story, because Capra asked the question, what's the one thing that people are missing? And he said it's important to the story. So if you have a solve that's worth anything, it has to have a story involved with it. And I get why people claim, they just don't listen to Forrest. They don't want to take on board what he said, and they are in that place in the poem. Ooh. Ooh. Tell you why, you have some info now. Is it because you think everybody's gone? Take care, everyone. Appreciate you being here. Stay safe, stay warm. And especially, Lulu, if you're still here, get yourself better before you start doing stuff. And we'll wait. Yeah, but it doesn't look like normal. No, not normal hole. Ciao for now. Be safe. Take care.